All right, and good evening, and welcome to another night of Gulfport Admiral football. This is Jake Chambliss here, coming to you live from Milner Stadium for the third game of the 2025 season. Admirals are coming off of a 17-14 win at Laurel, which was really significant. It was the first one-score win we've had in a long time, so it was really good to kind of get that monkey off our back with the difficulties in close games. You know, a lot of our wins have been blowouts, 20 points or more. A lot of the close games have gone against us, so it's good to get a good close win here. But tonight we take on another difficult opponent, the Petal Panthers, team that we're really familiar with, eliminated us from the playoffs last year in the first round here on this field. On a night that doesn't seem all that long ago, and that was a close game, 20-17. They hit a late field goal to beat us there. And as we get started, the Admirals will be kicking off, so Petal will start with the ball. It's a beautiful night here. Sun just set over the western sky. And Carter Platt has it teed up to get us started. Strikes that one well. It's going to sail about 5 yards deep in the end zone for a touchback. That's, I believe, his fourth on the season. Another good strike for him.
And tonight's first quarter is brought to you by Exceed Physical Therapy.
All right. Thank you, JC. And you want to go ahead and introduce yourself again?
So I'm JC Parker. I commentated, I believe it was the third or fourth quarter whenever we played Picayune here for our first home game. I'm a junior at Gulfport High.
All right, and we're glad to have you as well here, part of our student broadcaster team, something we started out this year. It's been a lot of fun for me so far through two games. I really look forward to getting on with you guys every week now. So Petal will start with the ball on their own 20. And that'll be a handoff to Aisley Brown, sophomore running back. He played a lot last year as a freshman, and he's got a pretty good gain there. It looks like about 6 yards, right up the middle. The two guys in the backfield for Petal, Caden Belton and Aisley Brown, are both sophomores, so a bit of a younger team on that side, but they have a lot of experience on the outside at the receiver spots. This is going to swing out to Malcolm Forneret, a senior receiver, and he is going to pick up a first down just shy of the 40. I think one of the keys tonight, JC, is going to be us being able to contain the two big receivers on the outside, Forneret, number 4, and number 14, Trey Barnes. They're both really good, really experienced. Barnes, number 14, he's a giant. He's 6'4". He's way bigger than pretty much anybody else we have. So I think that's going to be the big challenge, is finding answers to stop those guys tonight. This could be another handoff to Aisley Brown to the right side, and the Admirals do a good job of stopping that. Guys on the defensive line who played such a good game last week did a good job there. Nick Strickland looks like he was right there in the middle of that one for a minimal gain. So actually going to spot him right back at the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 2nd and 10 now. Be another handoff to Brown, and another pretty good play there from the Admiral defense. Handful of guys all getting in there on that. Jisavian Causey along with Strickland there. He's going to sub off and going to bring in a little more speed, it looks like, for this one. 3rd and long here. Third down sponsored by Savvy Sliders. 8 to go for the Panthers. Big thing here is 3rd and long, 3rd and 7, all right? We've been good on 3rd and long. 3rd and short, we've not been so good on. Quick hitter, and that's, pass was intended for Marcus Moody. Belton sailed it a little bit. Moody couldn't quite adjust, get his hand on it. Harmlessly fell short. Javius Hales, guys, played a lot of receiver for us. He was in coverage there, just out of his reach as well, so that's a good third down stop for the Admirals to get this one started. Cordarius Payton back to receive this punt. Guy who we've seen a lot this year in a lot of different roles, kind of a jack-of-all-trades guy. Plays some linebacker, plays some running back, does a lot on special teams. Petal's punter, Gunnar Gillentine, normally a really good punter, did not hit that ball very well, but it was covered pretty well there. Spencer Prince made the tackle, and Cordarius couldn't quite get much on it. So the Admirals will take over in their own territory.
Tonight's game is being brought to you by in part of Harborview Oral and Facial Surgery Center located at 1301 25th Avenue, Suite 3 in Gulfport. Whether you need dental implants, bone grafting, wisdom teeth removal, cosmetic work, or other procedures, Dr. Jason Rossetti and his staff have you covered. Their cutting-edge technology and personalized recovery plans help you heal right the first time so you can get back to smiling with confidence. Contact them at 228-867-0121. Their office hours are Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Fridays from 8 a.m. to 12:30.
All right, so 9:50 left in the first quarter. Seems to be a little bit of a holdup. Not sure what. I don't know if it's with the might be something about getting the chain set correctly, because all the officials are looking in that direction. So I'm guessing there's some sort of hang up with that. But all right, head referee does give the ready for play signal now. So we'll see our first look at the Admiral offense. And looks like we might start with a bit of an advantage here. Yes, that's going to be an offside. So Parker Nettles goes with the hard count, gives a couple extra claps there, and gets the Petal D line to jump offside. So it'll start off 1st and 5 now on our own 27. First play is going to be a handoff to Cooper Crosby, trying to stretch it to the outside. Oh, makes a hurdle. Looks like it's going to be about a 2-3 yard gain, but a very exciting play nonetheless.
One thing I feel like I notice every time about these northern teams that we play, like our team just looks so much smaller than we are compared to all them. Like I feel like I don't know what they're feeding.
Yeah, that's a very accurate observation there, JC.
Yeah.
We do tend to have a size disadvantage, and Petal has some real giants out there. We talked about that on the other side of the ball. Their receivers are really big, but their defensive line are monsters. Mm-hmm. All three receivers are on the left side. It's going to be a quick hitter, and that is going to be just past the marker. So that was Mylan Stubbs with the 4 yard gain there, and that's a Horn Custom Jewelry first down. First one of the night for the Admirals.
During softball, we would play like the northern teams, and we would call them cornbread. Especially when we played like George County and all them. Mylan is actually our special teams powder puff coach.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
That's right. You do have the
him, Jalen Lewis, and DeAndre Williams are our coaches.
Yeah, we do have that powder puff game coming up here.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be here before we know it. It feels like it might be a little ways away, but it's. I know I saw the teams got posted, and there's going to be a lot of excitement for that.
I am wide receiver and quarterback.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right. First down on the 48 after the 15-yard penalty at the end of it. And, Nettles tried to hit Stubbs again on a quick slant, just off the tips of his fingers. So that'll fall incomplete and be 2nd and 10. One thing I think the key tonight that we're really and this was something that was discussed a lot. After last week's game, we won, but nobody felt good about it. We played a really sloppy game, a lot of turnovers, a lot of penalties, uncharacteristic of us. Got to get some offense going with somebody other than Cooper Crosby. Now, he's a great player, no doubt, but we need production from someone else. Good teams are going to be able to just key in on him, sell out, try to stop him. We need these wide receivers to step up, make some plays, kind of take some of the pressure off of him. Nettles drops back, lobs one out. Oh. Try to go back shoulder to Javius Hills there. About 18 yards down the field. Just looks like he a little late getting spun around. Ball off the shoulder. So that's incomplete, and we'll have a 3rd and 10. And this is a situation we're not really doing well in. The 3rd and long. We're really good 3rd and short. When we can run it, do a power play on a 3rd and short, we're pretty good at it. It's the 7 or more to go. We're only 2 out of 10 on the year, so not as much success on 3rd and long throwing it. Nettles going downfield again. He had a guy open. Oh, yeah, it was Hills again, and it was just a little out of his reach. Defensive back got his eyes away from Hills there. got distracted with the undercut. Hills had a lot of opening, ball just out of his reach, so it's going to fall incomplete. And Gulfport will send Carter Platt out to punt for the first time tonight. Clean snap. Looks like a good clean kick. He got the ball to turn over, and it's going to have a good, healthy roll. So let's see if Aisley Brown actually picks it up deep in his own territory and gets pushed out of bounds by the long snapper Braxton Boswell, number 64. Good coverage there from the snapper. And Petal's going to take over deep in its own territory. That's going to be on its own 7. So while we're in possession change, JC, one thing that happened yesterday was our first seminar for juniors and senior students. And so for those that don't know, it's an opportunity for them to get some extra interaction with some outside folks, some business leaders, real-world experience stuff. So would you talk a little bit about what you did as a junior yesterday?
So for our seminar yesterday, it was Sean Tyndall.
A Gulfport alum.
Yes. Really how we all knew him is because he has a signature on all of our license.
That's true.
And he's our friend Sam Tyndall's dad. Sam's on the baseball team.
Oh, yeah.
And he was just really just telling us about, like, driving safety, like, just don't drink and drive, like, just, like, safety precautions, like, we should be more aware of just being new drivers and stuff, and don't just, like, don't let our guard down just because we have our license, you know?
Yeah, that's awesome. There's a lot of really cool things that happen in those seminars, and a lot of great experiences for you guys ahead. All right, another handoff up the middle for Petal, and Gulfport's D-line is looking really good after that. First round they got a few plays, but got a few yards, but all the touches since, not as much. That one went to Chavez Walker. He's the number 2 running back for Petal. Gets a lot of touches as well, in addition to Aisley Brown. So back to 3rd and long, 9 yards to go here for the Panthers. Belton's dropping back, lobs one deep. That's for Brown, and Barnes just out of his reach. That's a play we're going to see a lot tonight. They're going to probably run it 3 or 4 times at least. Try to get Barnes, if they find him in single coverage, get him downfield vertical routes, lob one up, see if he can just out-jump the defender. They're going to try to get us on that tonight a few times. That was the first one. We survived the first round of it, though. A little bit of an overthrow. So be 4th down after that stop on the Savvy Sliders 3rd down, and Petal will look to punt for the 2nd time tonight.
I feel like another big thing that's been going on is our bullet drive that we just had at school.
Yeah, and that was a huge success from what I understand. That's a blasted punt, by the way. That is way over Cordarius' head. See if he can get his momentum turned back forward. Makes a really good move there. He's across the 40, across the 45. He's going to go out of bounds right around midfield. That was really good run back for Cordarius Payton. That ball was absolutely blasted by Gunnar Gillentine, the Petal punter, who's a junior and is, I believe, committed to Mississippi State as a punter. And his first strike tonight, not so good. Didn't hit that one solid. That showed off his ability right there. That was a really hard hit punt there. But that said, Gulfport will take over with 7:42 to go in this first quarter.
During their blood drive, Braxton, he was one of, like, the people doing it, and after I got my blood take, I walked in the classroom at rest, and all I see is Braxton in scrubs and boots because he'd forgotten his tennis shoes.
That's not surprising. He's a funny guy.
Oh, yeah. Coming from Braxton, I was surprised. I was not surprised, not one bit.
All right, Admiral's 2nd possession is going to start with a run to Cooper Crosby. He's going to get met at the line, but he's going to fight through and pick up a lot of hard yardage up ahead. Those are runs that we have become accustomed to seeing him make throughout the years, and they are going to mark that on the positive 47, so that is a Horn Custom Jewelry 1st down for Gulfport. Right at 11 yards on the gain. Admirals have 17 left on the play clock, so they'll check in. going to be another handoff to Crosby. Got a good hole there. Good job by the O-line getting him something to work with. Looks like about a 4 or 5 yard pickup there. Good start to the series. One thing about it, when we stay on schedule, the term gets used a lot for it. When we pick up a few yards on first down, we tend to have good success on those series. It's when we have the incompletions or the negative runs on first down. It tends to be when we really stall out. We don't recover from a bad first play very well right now. And a lot of that's because we're struggling in the downfield passing game. But that's something I know we've put a lot of effort into working on this week, and I think we got some new wrinkles we might be trying out tonight to try to get that rolling. Nils takes that one. He's going to hit Hills on a little quick hitch there. He makes a guy miss. He has a good pickup past the 30, and that'll be another Horn Custom Jewelry first down.
How was the the energy in the freshman hall? Because, the freshmen are starting to get to know, how we do things on game days and, with our pep rallies. How was that over there?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I think, it was a little different than, the first game day at the school. It was the first game of the season, the beginning of football. We're going into Labor Day weekend. There's a real tangible excitement there. Mm-hmm. I think today it's there's definitely some excitement as Cooper gets a little kind of a shovel pass there coming in from the slot. Really like that. That's a new play we haven't seen. But I think it was I feel like really kind of across the whole school. There's almost kind of like a nervous energy about this game. We know.
It really was, yeah.
We had a difficult loss in the game one. Last week we scored more than them, but it's hard to say we really played well. I feel like there's a lot of tension. We need a good performance tonight. And we have a good quality opponent, a chance to do that. And I think they're going to rule that one incomplete. Try to do a little kind of a wide receiver bubble screen there to Cooper coming from the slot. Couldn't quite get a handle on it, so it'll fall incomplete. We're going to have a 3rd and short here. But yeah, that's interesting. You kind of agree with me. It felt all week like there's kind of a nervous tension, but it was energetic today, no doubt.
I feel like it's more of like an angry, we need to win this. It was more of like a need, not like a we want to win.
And I tried to talk to a few of the football players this week. I asked them, Wednesday, Thursday, hey, how's practice been? They didn't really have much to say. They just kind of nodded and said, yeah, we're getting after it. They weren't real talkative about it. So,
yeah.
All right.
I feel like they didn't want to talk too much about it to, jinx it,
All right. Well, we are calling a timeout before this 3rd down.
During this timeout, we'd like to remind you to take a timeout with Revive and Thrive, located at 1073 Acadian Drive in Gulfport. Come enjoy their saunas, cold plunges, contrast therapy, and rejuvenating salt room, or even shut out the world in their sensory deprivation float suite. With state-of-the-art equipment and over a decade of combined experiences in the field, these Gulfport High alumni are ready to tailor their services to empower you to thrive. So whether you're getting ready for your next big event or just want to feel rejuvenated in your daily life, contact Revive and Thrive to book an appointment or ask about membership options today.
All right, so in 3rd down, 3 yards to go. So far in the year, Gulfport's 41% on 3rd downs, which is right about where we were last year. But we're 4 for 4 under 3 or fewer yards to go. So we'll see. I think we're all fully expecting a power run. Petal's kind of stacking the box here, looking like they're expecting a run here. So we'll see what we come up with. We'll try to get him to jump off sides, did we? I think they're going to say the Petal D lineman definitely flinched. I guess they're going to say he didn't jump across. Down to 10 on the play clock. It's going to be a direct snap to Cooper, and he's got around the outside edge another hurdle move. We're going to see where the mark is. I think we're going to like the result of this. There's actually Parker Nettles split out wide. Kind of the lead blocker there, and it is a Horn Custom Jewelry first down. And that will also put us in the Citizens Bank red zone for the first time tonight.
One thing about the pep rally that obviously did not make me happy is the seniors did win the Spirit Stake again.
Well, I will have to say from a rather unbiased perspective, they were definitely louder today.
Yeah, I feel like the juniors, they were jumping over the fences.
Yeah.
We just fight so hard to win every year, every pep rally, and we don't. We were hoping that they would at least give us the grace.
We've got a few more opportunities for y'all.
Yeah.
Cooper took a little short run there, picked up about 1.5 yards maybe. So it'll be 2nd and long. A little under 4.5 to go in this opening quarter. This is Amaje Frederick now in the backfield. Cooper's in the slot. Cooper motions across, and they're going to give it to him coming across the field. Can't quite get to the outside. It's really good defensive play there from Spencer Prince, Petal defensive back there, not letting Cooper get to the outside and get turned upfield. It's actually going to be a loss of 2, looks like there. So another 3rd and long, again, key down for us. Can we figure out ways to convert these 3rds and long? And in order to do that, we're going to have to be able to hit some downfield passes. We're going to have to hit something other than a receiver screen or a quick slant or a hitch. We got to be able to complete a good route here and hit a guy in stride. Down to 5 on the play clock. Nettles drops, and he's going to run. I don't know if that was a planned draw or not, but he ran it up the middle, and he's going to be about 2 or 3 yards short. This will be an interesting – looks like we're going to go for the field goal here.
Now, I think I said it during the first home game. Normally, every single morning we come to school, and there's always one of our field goal kickers out there practicing every morning. And it's just like I just like to see that, just to know that they are putting in the practice.
Yeah, that dedication, yeah. And that's yeah, I think that's one thing that high school sports are about, is teaching you how to apply yourself and work hard on things.
Definitely discipline is what.
Braxton Boswell's snap is good. Caleb McDonald's hold is good. And Carter's Platte kick is good. So the first score of the game goes in favor of the Admirals, and with 2:43 to go in this one, Gulfport leads 3-0.
You can keep up with all things related to Gulfport Admiral Athletics by following the Gulfport Athletic Department on Facebook or Instagram. You can also find each individual team's page on major social media platforms for game day posts, schedule announcements, scores, and more.
All right, so that was good to see Carter strike that one. He hit that one low, but really, really hard. So he's now 2 for 3 on field goals this year. That one was good from 27 out. His previous one was the game winner last week. It was good from 28 out. And that was a big kick. It was really awesome to see them make that last week. We had a drop snap on a field goal opportunity earlier in that second half. It was good. We got a lot of pressure last half of the fourth quarter. Game's tied, opportunity for a game-winning go-ahead kick. We executed it perfectly. So it's a great job by all 3 parts of that operation there. All right, Carter tees this one up. He's going to go for the big kick again, and it is sailing over the head of Marcus Moody, and that's into the end zone, and Carter's 2 for 2 on touchbacks tonight.
I feel like his kicks, they're not so much in the air. They're more of like a straight line,
Yeah, he's definitely hitting the low drives for sure. Like a good soccer player. Because Carter is also a member of the Gulfport Admiral soccer team. So, he is really showing up. And I was told
he's definitely
early in this year. Yeah, I was told early this year, all throughout August, just kind of asking about the team. A lot of coaches talked about how strong his leg is. How strong he can really blast a ball when he gets a hold of it solid. And he's shown that off a lot. So, having a good kicker is a really convenient weapon to have for a team when you know, hey, we're in the red zone, we've got at least 3, like we just did there. So, all right. 2:43 to go in this opening quarter, and Petal's offense about to take the field again on their own 20. Admiral defense been good so far. They've really been a strength of the team. Phenomenal game last week. Held Laurel to only 2 first downs in the second half. They did a really good job of shutting that one down and giving us a chance to come back in it. Belton's under heavy pressure from L.J. Robertson, and he's just going to have to throw that one away. Never had a chance to get his receivers into their routes there. Really good job by L.J. Robertson there, getting some pressure on him. Not quite sure why we were having trouble, but the Admirals were trying to get that last guy off the field. We're going to get called for 12 on the field there. Just couldn't quite get the setup right with the matchups we wanted. Last guy came sprinting off the field, just didn't make it quite in time, so that will help out the Panthers for 5 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 5 now. That was the one thing that really was unusual last week. We had 11 penalties. That's by far the most we've had in the previous 24 games under this coaching staff. Usually only getting about 5 a game. So we're more than double that. Hoping to see that get cleaned up. All right. Forneret, the orbit motion, he's going to get a little swing pass there. It's a really good block on the outside that he got. And he's got a really good pickup there for a first down for Petal. That was DeAndre Williams coming around on the tackle there. But really good play there from Petal. Get the ball to your guy in space. Get him running forward. It's going to be a 15-yard pickup for them there.
And I feel like there's definitely a whole lot of tension on the field between the players because I feel like we've just had a whole lot of problems in the past just playing Petal. Like our last game last year, there was a whole lot that
right,
happened.
And right there, Aisley Brown has broken a really big run, and Pierre Felder just can't quite close the angle there. So that is going to be a 60-yard touchdown run for Aisley Brown to put the Panthers ahead. Like you said, JC, Petal really kind of been a nemesis for us lately. They've put us out of the playoffs a few times the last several years.
And that's in multiple sports.
Yeah, they eliminated us in,
softball,
I believe, 3 different sports last year. I know softball, baseball, and football all got eliminated by them last year. So they, again, really been a bit of a nemesis for us. And one thing about it, that this is not going to be an easy game by any means. We knew that coming in. So Samuel Haydill's extra point is good. So with 2:03 to go in this opening quarter, Petal now leads 7-3.
JHS Lady Admiral Volleyball had big wins over Harrison Central and West Harrison this week. They're now 20-11 on the year and 6-4 in division play. They begin their final week of division play at Biloxi on Tuesday and at home on Thursday night to face D'Iberville at 6:30.
All right. Yeah, that was a big week for them. They needed those wins, kind of in the battle for making a playoff spot and even some playoff positioning there. Getting the sweep this week was really big. Did a good job taking a big step forward trying to get them into playoff contention. So we look to have 2 more good ones this week to wrap up that division play. Yeah. And hopefully set ourselves up with a little momentum going into the postseason.
One thing I can say about our volleyball team, they're very big on their pregame rituals.
Yeah, I have heard that, yes.
They're very big on that.
I have heard that. But so many good athletes are. They love that routine.
Mm-hmm.
It's something I know I definitely appreciate. A little short kick here. And Mylon Stubbs just kind of ran by it, but Cooper Crosby's going to pick it up. He's going to be tackled around the 34. That was an unusual one there. Really, we were kind of playing with fire there, having a guy run by it. I mean, as soon as the kicker hits it past 10 yards, it's anybody's ball, and Mylon Stubbs kind of ran past it. I don't know if he kind of lost track of how far the guys behind him were or what, but no harm, no foul there. And Cooper picked it up and gets us set up for our next possession on our own 34. As we took the field, we just had the T-shirt cannon back. That is a really fun thing to see that back. That used to be a staple here at Milner Stadium, the robotics team's T-shirt cannon. Good to see that back tonight. Quick hitter out to Camden Morgan, who had a really good game last week against Laurel, and he is going to be marked right at the 45, so that'll be a Horn Custom Jewelry first down for Gulfport. But as I said, we got the T-shirt cannon from the robotics, and I see Mr. Kaiser down there with several students. Really cool seeing that out there. That was a lot of fun when I was a kid and in high school, seeing that down there. Several of my good friends worked on that, and it was really, really fun seeing that out there tonight. It's one of the great things about high school football. There's so many different elements of the school all come together. You know, the team, yes, cheerleaders, band, ROTC students are here a lot. We got student broadcasters now, and you know, we got the robotics team. They're doing the T-shirt cannon as well. All right, Gulfport has called another timeout.
During this time, I would like to remind you to take a timeout with Revive and Thrive, located at 1073 Katy and Drive in Gulfport. Come enjoy their saunas, cold plunges, contrast therapy, and rejuvenating salt room, or even shut out the world in their sensory deprivation float suite. With state-of-the-art equipment and over a decade of combined experiences in the field, these Gulfport High alumni are ready to tailor their services to empower you to thrive. So whether you're getting ready for your next big event or just wanting to feel rejuvenated in your daily life, contact Revive and Thrive and book an appointment or ask about membership options today.
All right, thank you, JC.
Now, definitely high school football. So I grew up in D'Iberville, and I went to one of their football games not too long ago. And it's just like how I remember whenever I was a little girl.
Yeah, they love their football out there.
Yeah, they love their football.
I was out there for 1 year, and I fully understand. That's a big deal out there.
It's just like one big family out there. That's one thing I can say about D'Iberville. Everybody knows everybody.
Quick hitter out to Javias Hales, and he's in space and got tackled up really high around the helmet, but no flag there. But he is across the 40-yard line, well into Admiral territory, so that's another Horn Custom Jewelry first down. Camden Morgan coming across in motion. And the fake to Crosby, and that was looking downfield and just overthrew Hales there. Beating his guy on the route. He's being covered by Carmelo Ross, but just overthrown, so Gulfport takes a shot. And one thing about it, even though that pass fell incomplete, I really like that because it at least showed that we're willing to do that. And it kind of showed, hey, we can win that route there. You know, next time maybe we don't sell that pass. Maybe we do connect. So Petal's going to have to respect that and start backing their safeties up a little bit and kind of honor that there. So that's going to help us. Even though it fell incomplete, we don't get any yardage. That could help us a little bit. Start inching their guys back a little bit, take some pressure off the run game. Quick hitter to Camden Morgan, and he makes the guy miss, and he's got a really good run going ahead now after the catch. He's going to be tackled around the 11. And that's going to be another Horn Custom Jewelry first down and another trip to the Citizens Bank red zone.
Yeah, if you look over here to our right, you see the mini cheerleaders. I know a couple of cheerleaders today, they were talking about how excited that just makes them every single game, just seeing the little mini cheerleaders.
Oh, yeah. We do have they did a mini camp recently. I believe it might have been this past Saturday. They did a mini camp with the cheerleaders. So a lot of our elementary student cheerleaders are here tonight to join in with them. First play of that series goes to Crosby. Off tackle to the left. He's going to pick up a yard or two there.
Now, for how far Petal is, they have a little student section over there across the field too.
Yeah, they do. You know, they're gonna travel well. It's a school that really supports their sports teams really well. So, not surprised by that at all. All right, 2nd and 7. Be another handoff to Crosby. Cuts back to the middle. Looks like he's got a decent pickup there. We're going to be facing a 3rd and short. And that will tick off the final seconds of our first quarter. So after 1, it is Petal 7, Gulfport 3. JC, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Look forward to having you on again in some future games.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, and with that, we'll step away for a brief moment.
I moved to Gulfport High School my 10th grade year. I was at another high school freshman year. 10th grade year I was virtual, so I hadn't stepped foot on the campus at all. The teachers, they didn't really even know who I was, but they were very helpful and accommodating anything. It was a hard time for everyone, so they were very helpful. 11th grade year when I finally moved on campus, it was great. Everyone was very supportive of the things I wanted to do. They have a place for everyone to belong, whatever you want to do in life, and it's really great.
All right, and we are back for the second quarter. And before we get back to action, I've got a new student broadcaster with me. So why don't you go ahead, and you were here again with us 3 weeks ago for the first game, but go ahead and introduce yourself again.
My name is Alfonso Thornton. I'm honored to be here again.
Right. And you're a sophomore at Gulfport, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, awesome. So glad to have you back, Alfonso. So far, good game, back and forth. We know this is going to be a tough game. I mean, this isn't going to be an easy night for us, all right? We're going to have to really earn this win if we're going to get it. So this possession here, can we answer back after we let Petal score? That's the big thing here. So we are looking at a 3rd and 2 here on the 4. So 3rd and short. Gulfport's 1 out of 3 so far on 3rd downs. We're going to motion both tight ends over. And Cooper's going to follow right behind him, and he is across, and he's going to be just short of the goal line. So it'll be 1st and goal from the 1. It's a Horn Custom Jewelry 1st down.
Tonight's second quarter is brought to you by Edgewater Mall.
All right. For that end, we've got looks like we got an injured player on the field. That's one of the Gulfport's offensive linemen. Let's see. I think that might be Christian Scruggs, the left guard. Looks like somebody might have just fell on him. There's a big pile up there right around the point of the tackle. So hopefully he's all right. Got training staffs out there and taking care of him. So anyways, Fonto, as we're getting on, and looks like Christian's getting helped up, so hopefully he's not too badly hurt. Again, one thing JC and I were talking about, kind of the atmosphere around the school today. It's game day, so there's always some excitement, but again, I think we were both in agreement earlier. It's almost like some nervous tension, like a little nervous energy about it. We're kind of there's a real sense around our team. We need to prove ourselves. We haven't played up to our ability. We played a decent game week 1 against Picayune. Didn't play up to our ability last week against Laurel with all the mistakes. There's really a sense of urgency, I think, with them. We need to come out and have a solid game and really prove, hey, we are a good football team. So I think we're seeing that, and I think we're off to a good start tonight so far on that. So Scruggs is getting helped off the field. He looks like he's limped pretty badly there, but Admirals move on. Cooper gets it, cuts back in, and he is across the goal line, and that is a Brian Jacobs State Farm touchdown to put Gulfport back ahead.
So, Coach, how do you feel about this pep rally today?
Well, first off, it was awesome. I think they're always awesome. They're always fun. But like I said, I think the energy. It's almost like there's a little anticipation. Hey, are we going to show what we're capable of doing? As Carter Platt booms another extra point through, it stays perfect on the season. So with 11:44 to go in the second quarter, it is Gulfport 10 and Petal 7.
Gulfport's Big Man in the Trenches is sponsored by Gulfside.
Paradonics of Gulfport.
Paradonics of Gulfport. When it comes to strong teams, the foundation matters. And when it comes to your smile, Gulfside Paramedics is the MVP. From advanced dental implants and the laser gum therapy to expert
periodontal care.
Their team is trusted by families across the Gulf Coast. Located at 423 Security Square in Gulfport, Gulfside Paradonics uses cutting-edge technology to treat gum disease, restore your smile, and keep your oral health in championship form. No pain or pressure, just
precision care.
Contact Dr. Thomas Carter and his staff at Gulfside.
Paradonics today.
Yep. Paradonics today. Visit
All right. So we're back to action. Carter Platt backspins this one, chips it up in the air a little bit. That's going to be caught around the 5, and Petal's getting a really nice return out of this one. That's Malcolm Fornerette, their wide receiver on that one. And he's going to finally be caged up around the 34, so a good, healthy return for Petal. Picks up about 30 on that one. So that's where they'll start their next possession. One thing, Alfonso, think about, that was Cooper's 6th touchdown of the season altogether between running and special teams. He has scored all, but we've only had one touchdown that he has not scored so far this year. I think that's something I was really going to look for. Can we get some other guys to finish off drives and get scoring plays on there for us? Can we get a receiver to get a score in? The only other one we've had was the first touchdown of the season, a quick slant to Cooper Gwynn. That was a really good play, but other than that, we've had one guy kind of carrying the offense, and that's one thing I really want to see. Can we spread the wealth a little bit? And this play is going to get stopped before it ever starts. Let's see. There's a flag up on Petal's sideline. We'll see what the call is here. And it's not good. It's going to be an offsides on us, which is that's just a simple mistake on our part. They didn't really do a whole lot to earn that. I think we just lined up poorly there. So that's going to give Petal a free 5, so they'll have 1st and 5 to go on their own 41. Belton and Brown in the backfield. Belton's going to keep this one. Brown's going to lead block. He's going to pick up about 3 there. So it'll be 2nd and 2. Chased out of bounds by L.J. Robertson and Andre Peters.
I just want to say thank you to Ms. Hornback. She gave me this opportunity to be a part of this.
Yeah, Ms. Hornback's done a great job at kind of organizing, getting things run with the student broadcaster program. It's been a lot of fun for all of us. And, yeah, she's done a great job of kind of getting this up and running. As Belton takes another carry, and he's going to get out of bounds before he can get touched, and that's going to be a 1st down for Petal. I saw Coach Green, our defensive coordinator down there, looked really upset. I think somebody was not in the position they were supposed to be right there at the end of that play as that one developed. So we'll see if we can get this straightened out. As Petal's starting to build a little momentum here across the 45. There's a handoff to Aisley Brown, a really good sophomore running back, and he's going to get finally stopped about 7 yards downfield. Trey Peters in to make that stop. But good 1st down pickup there. They're starting to get a lot of success on these 1st down plays, and that's so much a key for teams, especially at this level. Can you get some positive momentum on that first play? It feels like so often if you pick up a few yards on 1st down, it makes those last 2 plays in the series so much easier. So Petal's across midfield, 2nd and about 4 to go. This is a handoff to Brown again, and he's going to really fight through getting wrapped up around the legs. That was Jalen Lewis, defensive back there, trying to make that tackle. Kind of held on for dear life at the end there, but it's a pretty good pickup there for Brown, and he's going to have another 1st down for Petal at the 42. And as we look down on the sidelines, there is a ton of people down on the track. That's all the elementary cheerleaders that attended the mini camp. There are quite a few of them down there, and all the parents, of course, got the cameras on them. Belton drops back, heavy pressure from the Admirals, but he escapes it. Really good pocket mobility there as he gets a lot of positive yardage there. He does lose his helmet, so he's going to have to come off for a play, but it is a 1st down for Petal as he gets tackled by Cordarius Payton and Jamarian Davis right around the 29. So another big pickup for Petal. It hadn't really had even any play this series that stopped him. Started with the offsides penalty, and they've had positive yardage every touch of the ball so far. This is going to be a quarterback keeper. And that's the backup quarterback, Josh Crawford, who also gets a little bit of play time at wide receiver. Not much of a gain there. First really solid play for the Admiral defense in the series. So it'll be back to 2nd and 10. Motion the big guy, Barnes, across the field, and there's another whistle, and it's going to be a timeout by Petal. Once again, timeout's brought to you by Revive and Thrive. While we're in the break, Alfonso, quick question for you. I think I'm going to know the answer, but we just finished up week 8 of our first term of the school year. Next week's week 9, which means it is final exams coming up, but more importantly, we get through next week, we have a 2-week intercession. We're off. So my question, how excited are you for that 2-week break coming up?
To be honest, Coach, I'm not that excited.
Really?
Because then I have to go to work.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not that excited yet.
I gotcha. Well, I will tell you one thing, and this is I don't know if I ever heard this when I was a student in school, but if I did, I probably would have disagreed with it, but I can tell you this is 100% the truth now. All the holidays, the 3-day weekends, the week-long breaks that we have in school, your teachers look forward to them more than any student does. I'm going to tell you that right now. So we're very appreciative of those 2-week breaks that we get, and we've come to really, really enjoy those. I think this is the 5th year we've done them now. All right, back to action, 8:50 to go in the second. Fornerette motions across. Belton's going to keep that, and he's going to be brought down around the 25, so we'll have a 3rd medium, it looks like. But nonetheless, it is a Savvy Sliders 3rd down coming up. Looks like it'll be about 4 yards to go. Pell gets on the ball quick, but looks back, check to the sidelines. You got Barnes and Fornerette on the same side up top. Belton's going to take a quarterback lead to the opposite side of there. There's a flag down. Came out really quick, so I'm curious to see what that's going to be. That came out really fast as soon as the ball was snapped almost. He definitely got stopped short, but we'll see what the call is here. Okay, that's I think chop block there against Petal where, the rule is, and we don't see this at our level very much, but you have a blocker's engaged with the guy up high, and then somebody comes in and cuts his legs under. A second blocker comes in, hits him low, below the waist. That's something you can't do. That's really it's a safety thing is the main reason it's in place, but we're going to take the penalty and back him up. So it'll be another Savvy Sliders 3rd down here. Much longer to go. It's going to be about 15 to go here now.
Hey, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been broadcasting?
Well, this is my 2nd year of doing broadcasting. The year before, I was up here in the booth keeping stats mostly. So I was up here, wasn't really on the mic ever, but this is my 2nd year doing this. I did do this a little bit a long time ago when I was at D'Iberville for a year, and that's going to be a false start on Petal. So now we're looking at 3rd and 20, I believe. And funny enough, is the left guard for Petal. He's talking about the noise. They're having trouble getting the noise. They're having trouble hearing the cadence or hearing the claps that Belton's giving them, which, crowd's getting into it. We got the young cheerleaders down there. The Admiral Band was really belting out the old ESPN theme there. So noise got to the Panthers a little bit there. They're a bit out of sync. So 3rd and 20 now. Fornerette comes in that orbit motion again. Belton's looking, sails that one way out of the way. Nobody in the zip code of that throw. He had Barnes in the route, but Pierre Felder and Jaden Jones Tyrell Sills was back there didn't let him get deep behind him, so really no play for them to be made. So that's a good third down stop. Petal helped us a little bit with the penalties, but we did a good job of holding strong there. So 4th and long, and we'll see what happens here. Kind of in an awkward spot. You're inside the opponent's 30, yes. Normally 4th down inside the opponent's 30, you're going to go for it, but it's also, so many yards to go. So they bring out Gunnar Gillentine, but I'm sure we are being real cautious about things. There's another whistle and another flag. And that one will also go against Petal there, so that's going to back him up even further.
So, Coach, how's the offense going so far?
I like what we've seen so far, but I think there's some more progress we need to make. Like we were talking about at the beginning of this possession, can we get scores out of somebody other than Cooper Crosby? Now, I like him as much as anybody. He's one of my favorite players I've ever been around in all my time coaching, but we need other guys to be able to get scores in. We need to see some production from other people. Gillentine's punt drops right on the 1-yard line. We'll see where that gets touched. Let's see what the call is. One of Petal's gunners got down there and touched it, but kind of carried it backwards. So let's see what they said. It looked like he touched the ball and its momentum took him in the end zone, which would be a touchback, but they're having I think we're in for a lengthy discussion here between the officials on this one. They're going to have to do some figuring here, and I do believe they are going to call that a touchback. So big break for the Admirals, not starting on our own 1. That was a heck of a punt from Gillentine. Again, he's a really good one, committed to Mississippi State as a punter. That's a really impressive skill. He dropped that ball right on the 1-yard line, got it to kick straight up in the air. Petal's gunner just couldn't quite stop his momentum before he carried it in the end zone with that ball. So Admirals take over, 7:15 to go in this first half on their own 20. And like you're just asking, let's see if we can get some more production out of other guys. Can we get the 3 receivers on the field? Can they start really making a difference here? Quick pass out to Mylan Stubbs. Crosby and Pollard are out blocking for him. That's going to be a modest gain, about maybe 2 there. Sometimes plays like that can be frustrating. You think, man, we worked really hard. What we pick up 1 yard, 2 yards, maybe there. But again, a lot of the times in the first half of games with the offense we run, the purpose of plays like that, spread out the other team's defense, get those linebackers to widen out. Maybe we can, if we can have some success on those plays, even a little bit, we can open up more holes for us to run through later in the game as we start wearing their defense down, and our offensive line can hopefully start taking over that battle in the trench. Nettles throws quick to Camden Morgan. I think he made a really good catch right there, diving away from his momentum, and he is going to be at the 26-yard line, so that'll bring up a 3rd down. But a really good catch there from Camden Morgan, who had a really good game last week at Laurel, led us in catches and receiving in that one. But 3rd and about 5 here. So we'll see. This is kind of around the area where I think there's a lot of room for us to improve. We're good on 3rd and short. 1, 2, 3 yards to go. We're good at that. We can power run and get those. Nobody's good on 3rd and long, but 3rd and medium is an area where we haven't been good, but I think we have a lot of room to improve on. Quick hitter to Stubbs. Ooh, he got hit really hard by a Petal safety. And I don't think he's going to get enough on that one. Got a favorable mark. We're going to be about a yard short, but, man, Mylan really got hit hard and stood up, trying to cut back into the middle there. So Admirals fail to pick up that one, and we'll send out the punt team again here. That was a tough one there. Had a decent play. I think we had a good play call there, but it was, just – as the saying is, it's a game of inches. We were, just inches away of them grabbing him kind of slowing them down from being able to pick that up. We got a whistle and another pre-snap penalty. We've been really racking those up in the second quarter here. Both sides are pointing at each other, so let's see what the call is. A lot of commotion on the Admiral sideline. They think it's against Petal, and they're trying to get the offense back. Let's see what the call is from the head official. It's offsides against us instead. Okay, so that'll back us up 5 instead. It'll back us up 5, but it won't change much else. We'll still be in punting situation. Carter gets that one away, hits it really, really good. And that is Aisley Brown returned it. And he got a really, really good return there. It was a low kick, so we didn't really have much time for our special teams gunners to get down there. He picked it up around the Petal 45, and he's going to go out of bounds on the Admiral 30. So really good return there, about 25 yards, and Petal's got good field position here. Start their next possession with 4.5 minutes left in this one.
Next week, we'll be making a trip across the coast to face Pascagoula on Friday, September 26th at 7 o'clock. If you can't make it, be sure to tune in and watch us on the WGTV live stream.
Yep, next week, not going to get, Pascagoula, a really good quality opponent. They're 1-2 on the season, but they're a pretty solid team. They're a little better than that 1-2 record, so it's going to be another tough test for us, which is good. It's what you want. You don't get much better when you're playing easy teams early in the season. When you get a little battle tested early on, like we've been this year, and we are most years, we typically play pretty hard schedules here at Gulfport. That really helps you get ready for the meat of the season when you get into district play. So another good test for us at Pascagoula. We'll make the trip across the coast there, so you can join us again for that one. 7 o'clock next Friday. Petal's first play is going to be a handoff. That's Chavez Walker who gets that one, and he's got a short pickup. Went right into the teeth of the Admiral defensive line, and was held to just a few there. But again, getting a little bit of yardage on first down seems to be a big difference maker in this one. They're going to run that one again, and Admiral D-line did a good job again. L.J. Robertson looks like he was the one making the tackle there. But another short pickup for Petal, so that is going to bring up a Savvy Sliders third down. Looks like about 3 to go. As we're under 4 minutes left in this half. Belton drops, looks to throw, sails that one high, and he had his guy, Trey Bridges, there. If he hits that pass, Bridges probably has a good shot at picking up the first down. Our guys in coverage were really backing off of him there. Big thing, they didn't want to let him get past him. They're going to be content, I think, to keep him in front. I don't think we worry too much about him getting the ball and running for a bunch of yardage, after the catch on us. The big thing is him, you don't want to let him get behind you and go up and catch a deep ball, try to out-jump somebody. Petal's going to go for it on 4th down here. And that's going to be a handoff, and that is a really good play from the Admiral defensive line there. It was actually linebacker Cortel Crandall getting the tackle there to finish it off, but that is a good defensive stand for the Admirals. And they will take the turnover on downs with 3:25 left in the half. Big play there. That really, I think that kind of, Petal was moving the ball really easily on us, and then we stood firm right there at the end. So I think that's maybe a little bit of a spark for us on the defensive side of the ball. We haven't been playing so good the second quarter, Petal started to kind of figure some things out on us, so hopefully that'll get us back on the right track defensively there. So Admiral offense back on the field on our own 25 to start this one. Mylan Stubbs going across in motion. Nettles looking to throw here, and that's Javi says, oh, they had a really good 15-yard out right there. It was a good throw from Nettles. Javius just couldn't quite get his head around right, couldn't get his eyes to the ball right there, so it's going to fall incomplete. But I thought it was a good throw, good timing and everything. I think the timing's been one of the big problems with the passing game so far. We're not totally in sync. We're not on the same page, and it's so much about timing. There's so many times last week Parker's dropping back. He's ready to get a throw off, and the receivers aren't ready for it. That one we were in sync, just couldn't quite finish the drill there. Cooper gets a handoff, and he gets wrapped up really quickly in the backfield. That's Vincent Moody, big junior defensive tackle for Petal, making the stop there. That's going to back us up a few. So that's going to put us in third and real long. They're going to spot that around the 22, so we dropped 3 yards there. 3rd and 13, and be great if we can convert one of these. We haven't done it yet this year. We've got to get a downfield pass. We're going to definitely trying to maybe induce an offsides there. 5 to go on the play clock. Petal's D-line resets. So Nettles fakes it, and he's going to do a quarterback draw all the way there, it looks like. He's going to pick up about 4 yards, but not quite much there, and that is going to bring up a 4th and long. I believe Petal's going to take that timeout to save some time there. Again, timeouts brought to you by Revive and Thrive in Gulfport. So while we still got you here, Alfonso, again, this has been a pretty close back and forth game here. What's your feelings on how we've been playing so far tonight? I mean, we definitely reduced the penalties for the most part, but what's your take on how we're looking so far tonight?
For the offense, I feel like more people than Cooper can get more yards and touchdowns with the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like the tight end or wide receivers.
Yeah.
And for the defense.
And you mentioned tight end. We haven't called Cooper Gwynn's name yet. He's been a big part of our offense the first 2 games. Really would like to see him, and maybe Petal's, really take him away. Maybe we're trying to do some other things here or that. But, again, can we get those guys to step up? We've had some good throws tonight that hit guys in the hands and just haven't been able to make the catch. Carter Platt gets his punt away. Looks like he didn't hit that one very well. That one went over to the side, and that's going to be definitely his worst punt of the year. Looks like he probably clipped that off the side of his foot. It's only going to pick up about 16 yards. So Petal's going to take over. 2:16 to go in the half. They have 2 timeouts remaining, and they're going to get the ball on the Gulfport 40. It feels like the majority of this game has been played on, from our vantage point, the right side of the field, right? Like right of the big G on midfield. It's all been played on Petal's, in positive territory for them on our defended end zone. So they've definitely been controlling the field position this quarter. Big defensive stand for the Admirals here if we can make it. Belton fires one out to Forneret, and he's going to get a healthy pickup there. Cordarius Payton and Jamarian Davis in on the tackle there. But that is going to move the chains, so that will be a first down for Petal. They've got a lot. They're going to get on the ball fast. They're going to check back now. That's something they haven't done much tonight. They did do a lot earlier this year in some other games. When they get that first down, they want to jump on the ball really fast, get that next play going. This one's a quick hitter out to, I think that was Forneret again there, but tackled up high. not too much there on the gain, so it'll be about 2nd and 7 here. But again, another forward pickup for Petal, and they're avoiding the negative plays. They're doing a really good job of that these last few possessions. We haven't really had that play to really back them up or anything. Aisley Brown gets the handoff there, and he's got a really good head of steam ahead. He's going to be fighting for some tough yardage there on the end of the carry, just short of the marker. Looks like that was Maven Daniel and Cortel Crandall in on the tackle there. So Savvy Sliders 3rd down and 1 yard to go.
They are just trying to run out the clock.
Yeah, they definitely want to make this the final possession of this half. They don't want us getting anything there. And they just run it right ahead. Nick Strickland's going to make the tackle, but that's going to be another 1st down for Petal, and they're going to keep this thing rolling. Is there now in the red zone. Another stretch run outside there for Brown. Not really getting much. DeAndre Williams in on that one, and I believe Petal's going to burn another timeout there. 30 seconds to go, so really they're getting to the point where they have time to work with, but not a lot. They're going to have to be careful about what they do. Can't afford to take a sack. Run plays kind of getting dicey here for them. They're not super close. They're around their own 20. So, they've got some. They're going to probably have to try to push the ball downfield. I think one thing we want to look for here, the big guy, number 14, Trey Barnes. He's big. He's 6'4". He's got a big size advantage. I think that's one thing. If I'm on, our defense, that's probably one thing we're keying on now. Try not to let him get a space, get in a favorable matchup, one-on-one. Really want to keep our eyes on him. If we can keep him from getting behind us or getting one-on-one in the end zone, I like our chances of just cover and tackle. But and he's the guy on the very bottom of our view here. They're going to hand it off up the middle. That is a really good pickup there, down to about the 7. As Petal goes into the hurry up. About 12-yard pickup right there. So 1st and goal for the Panthers. Another handoff there to Chavez Walker, and not much there. He's going to be down about the 5 as the clock tick down to the 10 and keep going. They're going to reset again real quick here and spike it with 6 seconds left. So they're going to bring out the field goal team. Okay, that was interesting. Kind of interested. They didn't try a fade pass or some sort of touch pass up there to Trey Bridges, their big guy, but they're going to bring out Sam Haydell for a field goal attempt. Struck that one solid, and it is good. So for some reason the clock didn't run. It's still on 6 seconds. So, okay, now they reset it to 3. So, 3 seconds to go in this first half. We are tied 10 apiece. And really looks like we're set up for a good second half. I think the big key here, like we've been talking all quarter, it feels like, can we get some offensive production from someone other than number 5? We got to have a receiver step up and make a big play in the passing game. I think that's the big thing. We've got to find something there. Defensively, I think we're playing a pretty solid game defensively. Petal's good. They got a lot of weapons. They got some good guys on the outside. They got 2 solid running backs. Quarterback's playing a solid game, I think, as well. He's got a lot of elusive ability. Overall, I kind of like the way we've played. Now, Petal's a pretty good second-half team this year. That's kind of the way they've trended. They've been slow starters, good finishers. So I think that the X factor is kind of what got us in the Picayune game. Can we hold our conditioning? As Mylon Stubbs gets a hold of this kickoff, gets a good return. He's going to be pushed out of bounds just shy of midfield. But that's going to run out the final seconds of this first half. So, again, as we go to halftime, Admirals and Panthers tied at 10. During halftime, we encourage you to stay with us as the bands perform. Again, the Admiral Band performance is titled I Want My MTV, featuring music from the 1980s. And as I was told by some of our band members last week, songs you may hear include Take On Me, Video Killed the Radio Star, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, and Michael Jackson's I Can't Stop Loving You. So be sure to stick around and tune in for that. But for now, Alfonso, thanks for joining us. Great to have you on again tonight. Look forward to having you on in some future home games. And we'll step away for a moment for halftime.
Tonight, the band presents their 2025 program, Second Wind. The show features music from The Midnight, Flock of Seagulls, Kate Bush, and Woodkid. Drum majors, Abigail Watkins and Aiden Shannon. Is your band ready? You may take the field in a halftime exhibition. Josh Forsyth, Don Bell, Austin White, Spencer Jones, and Jada Forsyth. Creative designers are Kevin and Karen Welburn. Drill designer is Nick Benson. Color guard choreography by Josh Waite. Band staff includes Amber Bell, Kara Hooks, Kevin Lehman, and Kendrick Davis. The Petal Band would like to thank our band boosters, parents, and administration for their continued support.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment, the Gulfport School District proudly presents the Gulfport Admiral Marching Band. The 2025 halftime show is entitled, I Want My MTV. Solos tonight is Ash Austin. Drum majors are Sean Brown and Jaden Beverly.
Seven.
And the field is yours.
Seven. 6. 5.
I'm Martha Quinn. The music will continue non-stop, all day, all night on MTV.
gentlemen, the Gulfport Admiral Band. The band would like to thank the Gulfport School District, the Board of Trustees, and the Admiral Band boosters for the continued support. In addition, the leader of the band sponsors, Allen Beverage and Canes. Ladies and gentlemen, the Gulfport High School Admiral Band. Attention fans, if you're in the church parking lot, you need to move your vehicles. There are multiple cars blocking people and the tow truck is on its way.
We're getting ready for the second half of this one. It's been a good game so far, and we've got another one of our student broadcasters here, Nate Coleman. Go ahead, take us away with the halftime stats.
So at the halftime, the score is 10-10, and both teams have looked amazing. But for Gulfport's offense, they have 130 total yards and 9 first downs. Quarterback Parker Nettles is 9 for 14, passing for 80 yards. He also has 10 rushing yards. On the ground, Gulfport is led by Cooper Crosby, who has 40 yards on 12 carries with 1 touchdown. The receiving tonight has been led by Camden Morgan, who has 3 catches for 41 yards, and Javius Hills, and he has 2 catches for 31 yards. The Admirals are 2 for 6 on third down and 2 for 2 in the red zone. Kicker Carter Platt is 1 for 1 on extra points and 1 for 1 on field goals. As for Petal, they have 172 total yards and 8 first downs. Passing, they are 4 for 10 for 40 yards, and they have run for 132 yards on 21 carries. They are 1 for 5 on third downs and 1 for 1 in the red zone. Gulfport's defense is led by Trey Peters, who has 4 tackles.
All right, thanks for that halftime stat report, Nate. Like you said, been a really good game, back and forth. Teams are really even, and as your stats read, I think it's only 8 yards total difference between the teams. I think it's 8 to 9 in first down, so really even matchup. Been mostly clean. Had a few penalties there late second quarter. Started, both teams, but it was pretty even. Both teams kind of racked them up. But overall, pretty solid game. And we're going to start this half with the ball. And we kicked off to start, so Petal will kick to us to get this one going. Again, I was talking about this with Alfonso all throughout the second quarter. The big question mark for us tonight, offensively, can we get real serious production with someone other than Cooper Crosby? We know we have a great player in him, and we're going to use him a lot. That's a given. But if we're going to really take the next step and really progress as a team this year, we've got to get some offensive production from someone else. We got 3 receivers on the field, really 4 receivers getting a lot of playing time. We need 1 or 2 of them to really step up and make some serious contribution for us. As Petal kicks off, kickoff sponsored by Divine Dentistry, and that one's going to sail deep into the end zone for a touchback. So the Admirals will start the second half on their own 20.
And tonight's third quarter is brought to you by Gulfside Periodontics.
All right, so.
And as you were saying, we were just using Cooper Crosby. I mean, the guy's a 3-star D1 recruit to Auburn. He just got offered from Auburn to play there. I feel like that was a really good accomplishment.
Yeah, we're all really super excited for him about that. I know that's something he's been wanting a lot, and he's been looking forward to that. He's been really close to getting that officially handed to him. But I know that's something, and he's a really good guy. Really good. High quality character guy. Can't say enough good things about him. One of my favorite people I've been around in my years of coaching. So really excited for him. But like we said, he had touches on half of our plays last week on offense. We need to find some other production to kind of take the load off of him, especially so early in the season.
And
first play is going to swing out to Javius Hales. Makes a catch, makes a guy miss. He's across the 30. So good start to this first half there. Getting some production from someone else. It's going to be a Horn Custom Jewelry first down. So they're going to spot that one on the 31. So it'll be a pickup of 11 on the first play of the half. Got a bit of a hold up here. The clock seemed to have been kind of frozen in place. I'm not sure why. Okay, they're going to run it down to where they thought it needed to be. So they're going to drop about 12 seconds off of it. Nettles going to hand that one to Cooper, and he's going to push ahead. He's met pretty close to the line, but going to pick up about 1.5 yards there, so second and long coming up. One thing is, in that first half, again, he had 12 carries, 40 yards. Not a lot right there, but and Petal's really making him work for the yardage there. But again, sometimes with him, he's going to have, pick up a 2, pick up a 3, pick up a 4, and then he springs one for 50.
Yeah.
And so, sometimes just wearing those guys down a little bit makes a big difference. And not sure why, but we're having some conversation here between the head official and Coach Pennick. I think it has to do with the clock. I'm not sure what exactly is going on, but they seem to both be looking at the scoreboard. And I think they're getting Coach Walters, our athletic director, he's got his phone out. So I think we're trying to get in contact with somebody with the guys in the scoreboard room and try to figure out what's going on here. So we're going to see here.
But yeah, Petal is a really good team. They knocked us out of the playoffs 2 years in a row.
Right, and that was a big point of discussion lately. Is they've been kind of a nemesis to us. They've been kind of a team that we always play close usually, but just can't quite get over the hump with them.
Exactly.
We'll see. All right, the clock is running again, so hopefully they've got the situation figured out there. Looks like we're getting back towards ready to play. We've got it on 11:20. Well, now the head official's walking towards the Petal sideline. Let's see. All right, ready for play signals given. So he winds it, and it is counting down, 11:15 to go. So hopefully that issue's been resolved. Camden Morgan coming across in motion. Nettles
with the fake.
Yeah.
And he's running.
Scrambling. He's got Cooper to lead block there, and he's going to pick up about 2. I don't know. They had really good pass rush there, even coming off of the play fake. Really nowhere to go. I think he was looking to roll right. I think we were trying to do the roll right levels. You have one guy go low, one guy go high, but Petal's D-line collapsed that right side of the offensive line. Didn't let him get there, so he had to just reverse. Showed some good scrambling ability there. That's one thing that I think we might want to look for, though. We had an injury on the offensive line earlier, to Alfred Scruggs. So I think it's going to be, and he's back out there, but I think it's interesting to see, how does he hold up? How does he take? Because Petal's got a really big, strong defensive line, so I think that's going to be a big key here. We've had really good offensive line play this year, and that's a testament, I think, to our offensive line coach Justin Jones, because I know he was telling me before the season he was a little nervous about the guys. We had to replace a lot of people the last year, but he was, he's we got some guys, but I don't know where we're how good we're going to be there, but. They've played really well this year so far, but again, having an injury there, I'm curious how are we going to hold up, because I know he didn't feel like we have a ton of depth on those spots this year. So 3rd and 5 coming up. Petal shows blitz, but it gets picked up. Parker's going to scramble, and went right into the defensive end there. It was number 60, Caden Allday, a senior, made the tackle there. Parker's held to about a 1-yard pickup. Looked like maybe if he'd gone a little more outside, he might have had some room to go, but Allday did a good job beating his blocker and kind of closing that edge off. So, first play of the series looked promising. Almost kind of run into a brick wall there on the next set of downs. So, Carter Platt is out to punt again here for us. And he gets that one off, and that's a really good kick. High, spiraling. Easley Brown lets it go. And that's going to roll down to the 21. Yeah, Braxton Boswell, the long snapper, the guy that picked it up. Love seeing a good hustle out of the long snapper there. So right at the 10-minute mark left, Petal will take over.
In the third quarter, 24-hour storage offers climate-controlled units plus secure boat and RV storage across 3 convenient coast locations, Gulfport, Biloxi, and Ocean Springs. So if you are moving, decluttering, or need a safe spot for your toys, 24-hour storage is there 24/7 with clean, secure, and affordable storage solutions. Store it smart. Store it safe. Store it with 24-hour storage. Visit 24hourstorage.com to secure your next unit.
All right, so clock now reads 9:36. First play for Petal's second half is going to be a handoff up the middle to Aisley Brown, and he's going to pick up about 4 there before he gets stopped by a whole host of Admiral defenders. Looks like that was Maven Daniel, Cortell Crandall there joining in on that one. One thing I think we need to look for this half, Nate, not letting Petal wear us down.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of what got us in the Ocean Springs game. We started becoming a lot more vulnerable to the run early. The good play right there. That is DeAndre Williams, a guy who's been an animal on defense this year. Really become a fun guy to watch play.
Yeah.
Making a good tackle right there. But like I was saying, you know, when we and as we have a Savvy Sliders 3rd and about 8 to go here, the Picayune game, our first game of the season, we were stopping the run really easily. It seemed early in the game, you know, first half they didn't really have much, and then the second half they had some really big holes.
Ooh.
Trey Peters shot through and hit Brown right at the point of handoff. He bounced off, but Javon Anderson and L.J. Robertson cleaned up behind him, so that's going to be a loss of about 3 yards there and a good third down stop for the Admiral defense on their first stand of this third quarter. So, you know, I think for that matter, you know, they passed the first test, but again, that's the big thing. The conditioning, the stamina, you know, that's the big thing I'm looking for here.
Yeah.
Can we continue going step for step with Petal here, not letting our guys get worn down too much. Low top spinning kick there from Gillentine. Cordarius Payton's picked it up, and he's got a good head of steam, and he's running. Well, it looked like he was running that into the Petal stands over there on the other side. He kept going well past their bench and onto the track. So Admirals will start this possession really good field position here, just shy of midfield. So defense makes a big play, forces a tackle for loss, gets it set up in good field position. You know, good run back there also from Cordarius. So when you get field position like this, you really need to make something of it, right? We're right at the 50s. They're pretty generous spot there, right at the 50. So we got 4 receivers on the field now. So we got Stubbs, Hales, Morgan, and Pollard are out there now. Nettles and Crosby in the backfield. We're going to go handoff to the right side and
gained about like 1-2 yards.
Yeah, got a little bit there. Again, you know, like we said, you know, with Cooper, the way he runs, as strong as he is, you know, you want to keep doing that. And you might say, I was just one there, but it doesn't take but one missed tackle for that 1 yard gain to turn into a 50-yard gain. So, you know, with him, it's just keep giving it to him, keep letting us go. Trust that offensive line. Eventually, we're going to spring one. Nettles pulls this one, rolls out to his right. Oh, fired it into Mylan Stubbs. Just couldn't quite handle it. And Parker took a really good shot from a pass rusher there. There's a flag down on the opposite side of the field. Let's see what that call is. One of Petal's defenders is indicating it's against us. And, yeah, man downfield. That was 65 Jacoby Ray. Yeah, when the flag was thrown, he was a good 4 or 5 yards downfield there. Just kind of got caught wandering forward there. So that'll back us up. No, they're going to decline that. Okay, Petal declined it, so it'll bring up 3rd and long. So 3rd and 9, again, situation. Admiral's not great 3rd and long. I mean, nobody's great at 3rd and long, but the downfield passing game is kind of our weakness right now. We're not getting anything really beyond the sticks going. So I get why they decline it. You know, they got a chance for a 3rd and long. Let's go for it. Oh, screen to Cooper. Oh, I think we were really close to having a great play there.
Yeah.
The one Panther right at him, Caden Allday, just couldn't quite get a blocker to pick him up. We had a guy close by, just couldn't quite get him. I think it was Jacoby Ray again. Allday was in his neighborhood, and he just couldn't quite get his hands on him in time before we made the tackle. So about a 2-yard pickup there, and kind of a frustrating 3 and out there for the Admirals. You know, had good field position, just couldn't quite get it all put together, dropped the pass, and then had really a good shot at a screen there, but I really like that play call in that situation. So Carter Platt punts it away again, and we're going to get a return here from Aisley Brown. He caught it around the 15, and he gets pursued there. So maybe about a 13, 14-yard return. So about the midway point of the third quarter, Petal's going to take over on their own 28.
There's great things happening every day at Gulfport High School, and you can see them on our school's Facebook page, Gulfport High School Academic Institutes at Gulfport, where you'll find student accomplishments, club activities, and our weekly newsletter, The Admiral Anchor. This week, we had 8 students from the Gulfport High School Choir who were selected to participate in the 2026 Southern Invitational Choral Conference at Southern Miss. And you can also see footage from today's Rock and Roll Pep Rally.
All right. Nate, one thing I was discussing with JC and Alfonso in the first half when they were on, the atmosphere at the school today, and there was energy. It was energetic.
Was a lot of energy.
But there's also, we also discussed, there's kind of like almost kind of a nervous element to the energy. I think there's a strong sense in our team we need to prove ourselves. I think, everybody knows, we've struggled with teams out of our area, non-coast teams. We've kind of struggled a little bit the last few years, and it's really big thing. Can we get over the hump and finally beat one of these teams for the first time in a while? As Aisley Brown gets his hand off, and the Animals do a good job pursuing him. Trey Peters in on that. Terrell Seals also in on that one. Limit him to about a 2-yard pickup. But did you kind of sense that too? There's sort of a sense of we really need to prove ourselves.
Yeah.
It's kind of a nervous energy to us almost a little bit.
And I feel like that's holding us back, especially when Parker is trying to go for long passes. I feel like we're just overdoing ourselves too much.
Yeah, there's a good handoff there, and it was Chavez Walker, the second running back for Petal, that got that one. Healthy pickup, about 7 yards. So it's going to bring up a Savvy Sliders third down, 1 to go. Petal goes fast. It's going to be a quarterback keeper for Belton, and I think he's got it. The Admirals pushed him back really hard, but he's going to get forward progress across the line to the 40. So that'll be a first down for Petal. That'll be their second third down conversion in 7 opportunities. So first and 10 for the Panthers on their own 41. Hand off to Brown, kind of an outside zone play there, and he doesn't get much there. Cortel Crandall and L.J. Robertson to make the stop.
But yeah, Parker has attempted so many good passes that would have been good, but they just ended up incomplete because the receivers were too short.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's frustrating seeing that. And that's a really good play. That's not frustrating to see. Really good play there by L.J. Robertson, one of our stalwarts on the defensive line. Continuing to have a really good game tonight here. Third and long here, big. Feels like this is a really big play here.
Yeah,
we've got a chance. We've squandered a few opportunities lately with the ball. Can we keep that good field position in our favor? The second half, one thing I was talking about with Alfonso, I feel like the whole second half was played in the bad side of the territory for us. Can we keep the field position? That is a kind of a late swing out there to Brown, and I think he's going to pick up the first down. Man, they let us. It wasn't really a screen. They didn't send the offensive line out to block for him. But they definitely kind of suckered our defensive line into pursuing the quarterback there. And Belton took a pretty good shot from about 3 guys all at once, but just kind of barely lobbed that ball over the top of our guys to Aisley Brown, and he picked up a first down there. So creative play there from Petal. Burned us a little bit on it, but still got a long way to go in this one. This one's going to be a quick swing pass out to number 17, Marcus Moody, and I think we're going to get called for the face mask there. So And the bad thing is we missed a tackle on the face mask too. So that's going to be a really big pickup for Petal there, if that is the call indeed. So I think he picked up about 17 on that play originally, so they're going to add another 15 to it. So Petal now back inside the red zone. They are 1 for 1 with just a field goal that they had there towards the end of the half. Ball now on the 17, handoff to Brown up the middle, and small gain there. Well, they're going to give him a few extra yards there, fighting through at the end.
I can't say. Our defense has definitely been a lot better than our offense this year.
Yeah, and we knew the defense was going to be one of the strengths of the team, especially the front seven. So much experience there and so many really talented guys up front. That one's lobbed in the back of the end zone, just out of the reach of the Petal receiver. Belton really rolled out to his right, was looking for Moody again. Just out of his reach, but that was a really good effort there. Pierre Felder in coverage.
That'll be a Savvy Sliders third down.
Yeah, about 6 to go here. And again, Gulfport, defensively, we've been pretty solid all year, as you said. Definitely the strength of the team as Brown gets a little swing pass out to the right. And the ball's on the ground. We'll see. Did they going to call that a fumble, or are they going to say he's down?
Oh.
No, they're going to say he was down. Wow, our players are really protesting hard, but I think they're going to rule him down before the fumble. Trey Peters was all over that ball, but I think the ruling is he was down before the ball came out. As much as our defensive players want it to be ruled the other way. Officials are huddled making a discussion here, though. Yeah, they are going to call it. Now, it is short of the marker, so it is a 4th down and 1 yard to go here on the 7. Handoff to Walker, and he is going to be across and down at the 1. Flag comes out at the end, and another late flag coming in from the side. Not sure what that one's going to be for. I think the first flag is going to be a face mask on the tackle. We'll see what they rule here. All right, yeah, it was a face mask there, so that's going to move the ball about 2 inches. And so it'll be 1st and goal, Panthers from the 1. Belton's going to keep it, bounces outside, and he's going to easily scamper into the end zone and put Petal back in front after a long drive there. The Panthers. And our defensive guys look a little, they look sore. They look a little tired after that one. Now, we are nearing the end of the 3rd, but we're definitely, I think, starting to show some signs of wearing down at this point. So
they have worn down our defense a lot.
Yeah. All right, so Sam Hadel on for the PAT. He is 1 for 1 on that tonight, and also 1 for 1 from field goals. Looked like Guillotine bobbled the snap a bit, but he recovered, and Hadel got off a good strike. So with 1:54 left in the 3rd quarter, Petal retakes the lead, 17-14.
GHS Cross Country competed last Friday in Ocean Springs and had a lot of success. The girls' team finished third overall, with Ava Benefield finishing third and Hannah Izell finishing fourth individually. The boys also finished third, led by Tucker Hines, who came in seventh. The middle school girls took second place, led by the individual winner, Jaslyn Handy, and middle school boys came in third, led by Cooper Powell's seventh place finish.
All right, so, yeah, good show for them. And also, note to add on that, tomorrow they have their big home meet, the Admiral Bayou Classic. They're going to be running in Bayview Park starting at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Yep.
So it's a great course that we've kind of got set up as Petal. It's kind of a surprise onside kick roller there. Looks like we're going to recover it. That was Alex Wildy falling on it there. So one thing about it, could have been disastrous right there, especially given the condition our defense looked in at the end of that possession. But the positive is we're going to get good field position out of this.
Very
So
good field position.
we're going to start this one. They're marking it at our own 43. So I think the one thing I'm looking for on this possession is can we get this to the fourth quarter before Petal gets the ball back, if nothing else. Our defense needs some rest.
Yeah.
We can't panic. We're only down one score. Very much still in this game, but we need to keep our defense off the field until the fourth quarter here.
Yeah.
Right. Hills comes in motion towards the slot. Nettles going to throw outside to Stubbs, and he gets hit really high up. Coach Jones really asking for the flag, and there we get one. Okay, the back judge looked like he was waiting for the side guy to throw one, said, okay, I'll take one. So we'll see how this one gets ruled. Oh, they're going to wave it off. And I'll tell you what, Milan took a really hard hit up high around the head, and they're going to rule it a legal play, and much to the dismay of our coaching staff. But so that one will fall incomplete, and we'll have 2nd and 10. One thing about it, that and it's a crossfield path. We got the ball on the right hash on the top of our vantage point. Milan's on the opposite side of the field, so the ball's got extra distance to travel, which kind of gave the defender, more time to go. There's the spring we're looking for
from Cooper Crosby.
There's that run we've been waiting on tonight. Get a big chunk pickup there, and that is a Horn Custom Jewelry first down to the positive side of the field on the 42. Under a minute and a half to go before the fourth quarter. Nettles going to pull it. That's Cooper Gwynn, and that's kind of been the story of the night. We just can't make the catches on the balls right at us. Cooper Gwynn, man, he's had some good catches the first two games. That one was right there in the hands, and I think he almost might have gotten a little too excited. He had a lot of yards to pick up after that catch and just didn't secure it. And that's again, adding to the growing frustrations for us, I think. As Amaji Frederick comes in to the backfield, and I don't think Cooper's not coming off. He's just going to the slot. But that's definitely the growing frustration with us, struggling to get passing game going. One way we're going to try to get going, screen pass out to Cooper on the outside. That's a good pickup. It's going to shorten up the distance we got to go. Looks like we're going to need to pick up about 2 afterwards. So that's going to get us to around the 34. Admirals were just 2 for 8 on third downs tonight. Hadn't had a lot of success, but a big part of it is we've been in 3rd and long, which, as we discussed, and we've got an interesting look here. Looks like we're looking for another direct snap because Parker Nettles is out wide. Cooper catches the snap. Tries to go to his right, cuts back. It's going to be a tight measurement. I think we're going to be short. Maybe picked up a yard or so. Petal defender really held on a long time there, but they're going to rule it a clean play. He picked up about maybe a half yard at best. So 4th and short. And as I expect, we were going to leave the offense out here. So first attempt at a fourth down tonight. So far this season, fourth down's not been our friend. We are 0 for 5 offensively. And we'll see how our sixth attempt goes after a short break, because that is the end of the third quarter. Petal leads 17-10. We'll be back in a minute to bring you the final period of play.
I moved to Gulfport High School my 10th grade year. I was at another high school freshman year. 10th grade year I was virtual, so I hadn't stepped foot on the campus at all. The teachers, they didn't really even know who I was, but they were very helpful and accommodating anything. It was a hard time for everyone, so they were very helpful. 11th grade year when I finally moved on campus, it was great. Everyone was very supportive of the things I wanted to do. They have a place for everyone to belong, whatever you want to do in life, and it's really great.
All right, and we welcome you back for the fourth quarter of this game. One thing about it, Nate, we have had 3 games this year, and we've had 3 good close games. We have not gotten cheated on our entertainment value so far this season. Petal leads 17-10. Admirals have the ball. We'll start the fourth quarter with a fourth down and 2 to go. We had the offense on the field like we're going to go for it, so I expect that's not going to change here. And no, they are all heading back out there. So it's a long one, maybe about 1.5 to go here. We came out in the formation looking for the direct snap on the play before. We'll see what we got here. But as I mentioned, 0 for 5 on fourth downs this year. It's kind of been a weak spot for us. This is a really important one. One thing we did do, though, we did get to the fourth quarter before our defense touched the field, which, as we said, that had to have been the goal for this offensive possession. All right. I'm going to motion Camden Morgan left to right. Hand off to Cooper. He's got a little bit of a room to work with. We'll see. This can be close. I think our near side official saying, yeah, he got it. So we do. Okay, good. That's going to be a pick of about 3. So it's a Horn Custom Jewelry first down and our first fourth down conversion of the season.
Yeah.
Good to finally get that one out of the way. Came at a really opportune time there.
And this fourth quarter is brought to you by Harborview Oral and Facial Surgery.
All right, so, well, we're got a bit of a hang-up here. I don't know if Petal's coaches were wanting a chain measurement or what. The side judge on our side, who's on the Gulfport sideline, he seemed to have no doubt it was a first down. I think Petal's coaches, head coach for Petal, Marcus Broyles, he's a guy who's been around coaching for a long time. He is really, really animated right now getting on the officiating staff. He is really upset that they gave the first down right away and didn't go for a measurement there. The officials are set up like they're going to bring the chains out, so we'll see. But Coach Broyles for Petal is really, really hot right there about that ruling. So they will bring the chains out. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes here. Stretch it out, and it is a first down. Ruling stands. All right, good break for us. You know, sometimes with the situation like that with Coach Broyles there, and he was really mad. You know, we can see from even a long ways away, he was waving his arms around a lot, really mad about it. And sometimes you just give us a check. Yeah. Hey, you know what? If he measures it, he got it, fine. But you know, when the chain length is in the middle of the ball, let's give it a check. Let's see. Let's at least try it. So it is first down for Gulfport on the 31. Stubbs comes in motion, then goes back. Fakes the handoff to Crosby. He's got Hales open, and can he hang on? He's bobbling it. Another drop. Boy, he bobbled it about 5 times as he's running through the end zone. I think if he'd finally gotten a handle on it, I think he'd run out the back of the end zone. He would have been out of bounds. But if things don't go well for us tonight, I think the story of the game is going to be the drop passes. That's really going to be the narrative afterwards. That play was set up really well. Parker Nettles throwing some good balls tonight. and I think it was fair to say he didn't have his best game last week. Had a few interceptions. One wasn't his fault, but he had a few not so good throws. He's thrown the ball a lot better tonight, but we're not making the catches when we need to. And the play clock was down to 0, so Gulfport's going to burn a timeout. That's unfortunate, but we got to burn that first one to avoid the delay of game.
And this timeout is brought to you by Revive and Thrive, located at 1073 Acadian Drive in Gulfport. Come enjoy their saunas, cold plunges, contrast therapy, and rejuvenating salt room, or even shut out the world in their sensory deprivation float suite. With state-of-the-art equipment and over a decade of combined experience in the field, these Gulfport High alumni are ready to tailor their services to empower you to thrive. So whether you're getting ready for your next big event or just wanting to feel rejuvenated in your daily life, contact Revive and Thrive to book an appointment or ask about membership options today.
All right, so again, 11.5 to go in this one. It's been a good game. Petal's ahead.
Very good
Animals
game.
are driving, but the drop passes. I mean, that's the thing that's gotten us tonight. That's going to be, last week it was the penalties and turnovers.
Yeah.
5 turnovers, 11 penalties. Really uncharacteristically sloppy play from us. Tonight, we've cleaned up a lot of that, but man, the drop pass is really frustrating right now. But we've got a lot more to do here. Got to move on to the next play. Hopefully we can put that one behind us. 2nd and 10 from the 32. Hales comes across in motion to the right. And Crosby's going to get the handoff the opposite way to the left, and Petal's ready for it, and that's going to be a small pickup at best. So we're going to be facing another 3rd and long.
I can't say every single game that we've had has been really neck to neck and very entertaining to watch. I mean, I've been entertained this whole game.
Oh, yeah.
Been very excited, ready to see the Admirals win. Whenever we got our field goal, 3 points on the board, everybody was very excited.
Yeah, and one thing, and I brought this up at the beginning of the game, I didn't even think about this until I was talking with our Harold Rose and Heron Dawkins, our radio crew. Last week was the first time we've won a one-score game in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
All of our wins have been blowouts. So playing in close games, eventually some of them are going to go our way. Nettles on the quarterback draw, picks up about 5 yards, gets stopped, but I think perhaps more importantly his helmet just came off, so he's going to have to come off if we're going to go for it here on 4th down. So that might kind of put a wrinkle on us because we're definitely in a passing situation here, 4th and 7.
Definitely.
So this is going to be very interesting to see how this one plays out. You got a really important 4th down now, and your quarterback's having to come out.
Yeah.
I believe that is Miles McNair, the backup quarterback, coming in for this one. It is, and Cooper's going to be in the backfield behind him. Camden Morgan motioning across. We're going to hand off to Cooper, and he's not going to get much. Going to get about 1.5 yards, 2 yards there. But that's definitely not what we needed on the 4th and 7. So Petal will take over after the turnover on downs around the 27, 28-yard line there. That's one where that helmet coming off rule, that really and that's a rule that's been in place a long time now.
Yeah.
Primarily as a player safety thing, especially in the age of all the knowledge now about concussions and everything. But yeah, when a player's helmet comes off, unless it comes off because of a penalty or because of a penalized action, they have to sit out at least one play. So the turnover on downs, Petal's got it. 9:52 to go. They're up 7, so the Admiral defense is going to have to find a way to get the ball back and give us another chance at it.
Yeah. In this 4th quarter, are you ready to rep your brand and style? Coastal Print specializes in custom screen printing and embroidery that makes your business, team, or event stand out. From crisp t-shirts to detailed hats and uniforms, Coastal Prints can stitch it or print it. Call them today at 228-COASTAL. That's 228-262-7825 to start your order. Visit them at 13334 Seaway Road, Suite 101 in Gulfport.
All right, 2nd and 10 coming up for Petal after that first run play went nowhere. Belton drops back. DeAndre Williams hits him, and there's a fumble. There's a scrap for the ball. And the Admirals have it.
The Admirals have it.
Javon Anderson on the recovery.
Let's go.
Big play there. DeAndre Williams, a guy who's had a phenomenal year so far on the defensive side of the ball. came in totally unblocked around the edge. Belton never saw him, went for the strip. Javon Anderson, one of those stalwarts on the defensive line, fell on the ball. That is the first turnover of the game, sponsored by Amy Olson of Owen and Company Real Estate. Could not come at a better time. Admirals take over on the Petal 17. So that'll be another trip now to the Citizens Bank red zone. But, man, what a big play right there. Exactly what we needed. You know, we need the big player to make the big play in the right moment.
Exactly.
And we just got it.
Javon Anderson is such a good player. He caused a bunch of good plays last game and this game.
All right, so 1st and 10 here. It's going to be a handoff to Cooper. Pounds up the middle. It breaks through. He kind of – the lines kind of collapsed down to the ground, and he just kind of stepped over him there. Big pickup, about 8 yards there, so 2nd and 2 coming up. It's going to put the ball around the 9. Hills comes towards the middle in motion. It's another run to Crosby to the left side this time. He bounces back, keeps cutting, keeps working, going. Keeps churning those legs. He's going to be down at the 2. That's going to be a Horn Custom Jewelry first down and goal to go for the Admirals.
Like I said, this game has been very entertaining. We're near the touchdown zone with 8 minutes and 23 seconds left on the clock. We're near to a touchdown.
Yeah, we're definitely in striking range. I think there's absolutely we're absolutely 4-down territory here. We're going to go for it if we get to a 4th down, but ideally we'll punch it in here pretty quick. Both tight ends go across in motion, and we're going to get backed up by 5. I think our right tackle there flinched a bit. 73, Timothy Brown in. Looked like he flinched a little bit, but Coach Pinnock's trying to argue this call that it was results of the guys going in motion. But I think he's going to lose that argument. No, it's going to call illegal shift on us. That's an odd call because we've done the 2 guys in motion plenty of times before. So it's not something, you know we've done that a lot where we'll have both tight ends, Cooper Gwynn and Jaqueline Peters, send them both in motion across the line, but messed up somewhere there. Another handoff to Cooper, pounds up the middle, another flag coming in from way away. And we'll see what this one gets called. It's another pre-snap penalty on us, so we're quickly again kind of having those pre-snap penalties, making a mess of the situation here. I remember last week we did it early in the game where we had the 3 consecutive false starts, and that really kind of killed our first offensive possession. This one, the most important possession we've had in a really long time here. We've cost ourselves 10 yards all of a sudden. 1st and goal from the 12. Nettles rolls, looking at it. There's a throwback to Cooper, and he's got it!
Touchdown!
That's a play we've seen so many times. Cooper runs so well as the back. Quarterback steps a little to the right. Cooper runs the wheel to the backside. Kind of gets ignored because all the traffic's going the opposite direction. The throwback, perfect throw from Parker, and Cooper's not going to let that ball drop.
No.
So that is a Brian Jacobs State Farm touchdown, and now Carter Platt on to tie it with the point-after attempt. Had some last-minute subs coming on and off there. Maybe a little confusion who's on the blocking team.
And the kick is good.
Yep. Snap good, hold good, kick good. So with 7:24 left in this one, we are all tied up again, 17-17. Nate, we're getting another good one, man. We've been saying it, but we are absolutely getting another good one here.
I mean,
one thing about it, this team is when we get to the later part of the season, district play, playoffs, we're not going to be fazed by tough moments. We're definitely getting battle tested here, and that's really got to be the one thing you want. Early in the season, these games, they don't have any bearing on your playoff status. That's just the district play. But, man,
we are cutting it close.
We're cutting it close. We're playing quality opponents, and we're hanging with them. I think that was the big thing is, when we coming into this game, a lot of people were still remembering that playoff loss to them, but we played them close. Can we continue to do that? Sometimes when you play a team back-to-back, even though it's different years, the second one doesn't go quite as well. But here we are, tied in the middle point of the fourth quarter. Carter Platt with the Divine Dentistry kickoff goes in the end zone, so that will be a touchback. I believe that's his third of the night. He's having a really good night on the kickoff. So Petal will take over. Again, 7:24 to go in this game on their own 20. And we'll see what the Admiral defense has up next for us. Admiral defense looks really excited to be out there. One thing I'll tell you about that, they were out there. They got on the field fast after the kickoff. Petal's offense, kind of deliberate in their huddle, a little slower going on there. But our defense, they attack the field.
Ready.
They're fired up. They're moving around fast. We'll see what they got for us here. First play will be a handoff. And not much going there. Defensive line did a really good job there. Looked like that was Cortell Crandall, Javon Anderson, DeAndre Williams, Trey Peters all getting in on that one. Whole team kind of met at the ball there. So good stop there. It's going to be a loss of 3, actually. Wow, that's a really good mark for us there. So second and really long now. Petal doesn't seem in a real hurry here. There's still plenty of time left. No need to panic here. Another handoff to Brown to the right side. Looks like he got near the corner. Couldn't quite get going upfield. Maven Daniel in pursuit there. Gets him down. I think they're going to rule him down inbounds. Clock's still rolling as we hit 6.5 to go. Third and about 6 left. So big Savvy Sliders third down here coming up for the Admiral defense. Petal's 3 for 9 on third down so far tonight.
Man,
Well, you didn't want to come and get something you didn't want to come to a boring game.
No. And a lot of the students at the school really thought Petal's just going to beat us.
Right, and I think that was one thing is we really needed to prove to ourselves that we can hang with teams like this. Belton scrambling, I don't know, that play looked a little disjointed from Petal, like they were maybe he thought they were going jet sweep, guy went around him. They didn't look like they were all on the same page. He just ran forward right into the teeth of the defense, and that's going to bring up a fourth down and about 4 to go. But we got an injured Admiral on the field. That's DeAndre Williams, actually. He was limping a little bit after that play, and then finally I think somebody convinced him just, hey, go down. So we'll have an injury time out there.
You can follow WGTV Broadcasting on Facebook for links to live-streamed events and episodes of Admiral Ocean, the school's weekly news program. Today's episode features stories on students who have participated in work-based learning, our new Latin classes, and the culinary arts program. There's also a great report on our sports team, including highlights from our past football games.
All right, thanks, Nate. And the great sports reporting is actually courtesy of you, our lead sports anchor, as well as the rest of that crew on the Admiral Ocean. Y'all are doing such a great job. As we said it last week, this has been this is the 4th episode came out today. Is that correct?
Yeah. So
and I will strongly attest this is the best year of it yet. Y'all have done a phenomenal job with these episodes so far. But again, really neat stuff. The work-based learning program we talked about. Y'all talked about the Gulfport 100 in the first segment, and then we offer a Latin class, which I know we also. The reporter on that story kind of got in a little brag earlier. We're the first school on the coast to offer a Chinese class. Now we're also offering a Latin class. So, we like to boast about those things. And all right, teams are back on the field. It's 4th and 4. Petal has Gillentine out like they're ready to punt. Cordarius Payton back to return for Gulfport.
And they punt.
And he blasts that one pretty good. Cordarius catching it, retreating. Has to run a long way, but he's got some room to go. Makes the first guy miss. He's across midfield to the 45 to the 40, down to about the 37. Another really good return for Cordarius Payton. He's having a good game tonight on the special teams. And that is a really good return to set us up on our next possession. 5:23 to go in this one, and that is, again, Cordarius. I mean, there's a lot of guys who've made good contributions this evening. We've had the struggles with the drop passes, but defensive guys making big plays at big moments. Cordarius, 2 or 3 really good returns on special teams now. So, all right, here we go. Tie game, 5:23 to go. We got the ball in good position here on the Petal 38. And, I think the big thing here, not just pick up yardage, but let's play clean here.
Yeah.
All right. Fakes the handoff and gets it out to Hales, and that quick hitter is going to pick up about 6. Looks like he kind of slipped, like his feet kind of slid out from under him. One thing about it, this time of year, when there's a big temperature swing, when the sun goes down, that field gets a little wet. So might have slipped out a little bit, got his feet slipped out from under him there. But about a 5-yard pickup. Big thing there, we were talking about this earlier when I had Alfonso on the second quarter. It seems like when we pick up yardage on first down, we have a good series. When we have the incompletions or the runs for nothing, we kind of get stuck. Quick hitter there. Oh, that was close to being disastrous there.
Very disastrous.
That was again, throwing the ball all the way across the side of the field. We're on the right hash, throwing a quick slant all the way over to the left side. Camden Morgan, the intended receiver, and Petal had Malcolm Forneret, one of their better receivers, in coverage, and he just about jumped it and got it. And if he'd gotten a hold of that, I don't think anybody's catching him on his return there. So 3rd and 5 for the Admirals, 4:45 to go in this game. Morgan comes across in motion, and down to 2 on the play clock. We weren't ready, so Coach Pennick's going to have to run out and call a timeout again. Looked really, really frustrated. We couldn't get set in time for that one. And there's a lot of loud discussion in that huddle right now. Once again, timeout's brought to you by Revive and Thrive in Gulfport. I think looking at this, we're 2 for 10 on third downs. One thing that I was discussing earlier, our success on third down is pretty much directly correlated to how far do we have to go. If it's 3 yards or less, we're money. We're getting it. But that's because we can go power run with Cooper, which is our game, and we're really good at that in big moments. When it's longer, going into tonight, we were like 2 out of 10. And Parker's completion percentage was really low. And that's been the struggle, is can we hit a pass in a moment when we need to? Petal knows we need to complete a pass in this moment. Can we get one then? Can we do it, or are we only going to be able to complete passes when we're surprising teams? So big play here, 3rd and 5. Nettles gets it, fakes it. Is it a wheel route to Cooper coming out of the slot? He's got it. He's going all the way.
Touchdown!
That is a Brian Jacobs State Farm touchdown. Cooper Crosby's 2nd receiving touchdown of the night, 3rd overall. And that puts the Admirals in front once again. Like that a lot. He had the pump fake on the receiver screen. Cooper looks like he's going to block as Camden Morgan comes back in. But Nettles faked it. Cooper continues in that direction he was going, turns it into a real route.
Carter Platt's on the field. And the kick is good.
And he continues another good season of kicking. So with 4:37 left in this one, Gulfport back in front, 24-17. What else is there? There's more twists in this game to come.
There's a lot.
But again, I really like the way we've been playing the second half. I think everybody kind of had that Picayune game in mind where we obviously got worn down by their run game, and we've been on the field a lot. defensively, just looking at it now, Petal's run a lot of plays on us tonight. They're 36 runs. They've run a little over 50 plays on us. It feels like they've been on. They've had the possession of the ball a lot more than we have. Our defense has done a good job so far holding up. But do we have a few more big plays in us? I feel like we're probably looking at 2 more stops. Unless Petal just somehow makes unless they take a lot of time on this drive, we're probably looking at we're going to have to make 2 more stops of them. So, Divine Dentistry kickoff for Carter Platt coming up. And he blasts this one again. I think it's going to get to the end zone. It is. Another good strike for him. He's really connected well on the ball tonight. I know Petal was their guy really wanted to receive that. Marcus Moody ran a punt back earlier really well. He really wanted to run that kickoff back. Just couldn't quite keep his feet out of the end zone before he caught it. So Petal will start this possession now trailing on their own 20. Belton rolls to his right. It's his big guy, Trey Barnes, there on a short pass, and he's going to get tackled pretty quickly there by Tyrell Seals. He's going to pick up about 2 there.
This game has been very entertaining.
Yeah, and one thing that we saw there, Trey Barnes, big guy for Petal. I was kind of expecting him to be a bit more of a factor. They've really only tried 1 or 2 times to throw downfield to him. Kind of expected more there. Oh, that is a big hit right there. Going for Marcus Moody. Again, that's that long distance pass across the field from the far hash. A lot of time for that ball to come, especially with the high school quarterback's arm strength.
Yeah.
And right as the time the ball got to Moody's hands, he got laid out by Jalen Lewis. Really good, clean hit there, defending that pass. So that brings up a Savvy Sliders 3rd down and 8 as we are at 4 minutes to go in this one. Petal's 3 for 10 on 3rd down so far tonight.
Man, I mean, our defense is very great, especially going up against Petal. One of our biggest teams that we go up against.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they definitely have had a size advantage against us. Good pass rush, but Belton gets that one out. I think they're going to get credited for that 1st down. And that was Aisley Brown, the running back, getting that one. So that is about a 9-10 yard pickup there. So Petal will pick up a 1st down there on a big play. They are at their own 30 now. Javon Anderson had good contact. The ball is batted up in the air, and I think it just out of the reach of Amaji Frederick, who was right there in coverage. Hit the receiver in his hands, ball popped up, and that's always dangerous for the offense. We got burned on that last week with the pick 6 in the 1st quarter. Looked like he just carried out of bounds a little too far for Amaji to drive in and make that catch in bounds. So 2nd and 10, 3:48 to go. Belton sets up a screen here. That's going to be Brown, the running back, with it, and that's going to be another 1st down for Petal. With Trey Peters there on the tackle. That's something that Petal's done a lot this year. We haven't seen that as much tonight. They ran a lot of screens in some previous games, and we haven't seen tons of that tonight, but maybe, that could be they're saving it for the most important drive of the night, as they are trailing now, looking to tie it up. They motion the tight end to the left. Belton dropping back to pass. Pressured heavily right there.
Good pressure.
That was Nick Strickland and Javon Anderson that got to him. I think they got contact on him, threw that pass off target a little bit there. So, there's that good pass rush. The pass rush was awesome last week. Really disrupted Laurel. Petal Petal's throwing the ball really quick tonight. Haven't really given us a lot of chances to take good shots at them. We had, of course, the one in the last possession when we forced the fumble. But really haven't had a lot of chances for that defensive line to really get going downhill and get that pass rush at them. Belton's in an empty set, and Petal's coaches look like they weren't quite happy with the setup. Play clock was low, so Petal's going to call their first timeout of the night.
Timeouts are brought to you by Revive and Thrive, located at 1073 Acadian Drive in Gulfport. Come enjoy their saunas, cold plunges, contrast therapy, and rejuvenating salt room, or even shut out the world in their sensory deprivation float suite. With state-of-the-art equipment and over a decade of combined experience in the field, these Gulfport High alumni are ready to tailor their services to empower you to thrive. So whether you're getting ready for your next big event or just wanting to feel rejuvenated in your daily life, contact Revive and Thrive to book an appointment or ask about membership options today.
All right, so again, 3:15 to go. Petal just called their first timeout of the half. Kind of running out of play clock there. Both teams, having to use timeouts in moments they didn't really want to. We've had to burn 2 of them so far.
Yeah.
So we've got to hope that doesn't come back to bite us. Petal just used one of those, which, again, these are becoming increasingly valuable. Close game late in the fourth quarter. The amount of possessions you have left are really dwindling down. But 2nd and 10 on the 42. That's going to be a handoff to Brown, and he's met early, but he is moving those legs, and he's moving the pile. And, wow, that was a really impressive run there from the young guy, and he pushes across for a first down. That's a really high-level run there from Macely Brown. He got struck pretty quickly. About a yard past the line of scrimmage, and really fought forward and picked up an extra 5 or 6 yards there after the fact. So he picks up a first down. Gulfport's got an injured player down. I believe that's Cortell Crandall. Looked like he was holding his knee a little bit after that play. He was in on that tackle. So we'll have another official stoppage here. But, man, it was an impressive run for Brown. Again, he's a sophomore, got a lot of playing time as a freshman last year, which is unusual at the 7A level. So we were real familiar with him after that playoff game last year. But when you watch him play, you realize, all right, this is why a guy that age is getting so much playing time at a pretty good football school like Petal is. But, we've done our part. They're at 173 rushing yards, but they're under 5 a carry. They're running the ball a ton. They're trying to pound it on us. We've done a fairly good job of, containing it and not allowing, other than the one big play their first touchdown was on, limiting them, not allowing them to have the big breakaway run. So we'll see if we can continue holding out. Under 3 minutes to go now. Petal in positive territory. Quick hitter.
Oh.
That ball bounces up, and nobody knew where it was. I think their receiver actually got a hold of it, or another receiver did, and that is going to be a 9-yard pickup. What a bizarre play there.
Yeah.
We hit the guy right at the point. That ball bounced a good, probably 15 feet up into the air. And so that's going to move it to the 38. So it'll be 2nd and 1 for the Panthers.
Here we go. Another
One's
deep pass,
downfield. Terrell
almost
Seals.
intercepted.
Just off the fingertips for Terrell Seals, and he looks like he's hurt after that. I think he might have landed a little awkwardly there. Petal trying for the deep ball there to Forneret. Just overthrown. He had Seals and Pierre Felder right there. Seals was the guy closest to him in coverage, and I think he might have landed a little awkward. Like I said, I get the feeling the field's probably a little slick right now.
Yeah.
The temperatures dropped a lot after the sun went down. It's been really warm this week,
It's very
but
warm.
now it's really pleasant outside, I think. So you're probably getting a lot of dew on the field, and that's going to make it a little slick. So Terrell might have been a factor there, but that ball just off his fingertips. So both teams are going to huddle up and get a second to breathe and kind of discuss, we've got a big 3rd and 1 coming up here. As Terrell hops up and seems to be moving okay coming off the field. Looks like Cordarius Payton's going to sub in to take his spot on this big play here. 2:38 to go. Admiral's up 7. And what's been another thrilling game. We got 3 straight to start the season. Belton's going to hand that one off to Aisley, and he's going to pick up the first down and some. It's actually Chavez Walker who got it, actually. And Cordarius Payton's going to run him down from behind. He's inside the 10. That's going to be goal to go. Looked like he had him contained. I think we kind of might have lost track of him in the shuffle there. And he bounced out. And that's going to be first and, well, the chains are a little slow going, so I don't know if it's goal to go or not. But there'll be another run play. Didn't pick up too much there. Yeah, they're laying down the chain, so it is goal to go. So 2nd and goal on the 8. As we approach 2 minutes to go in this one. All right. Belton's looking. That one's batted down. I think it was Javon Anderson that got the paw on the ball there. So he knocks that one down, and that's going to bring up Savvy Sliders 3rd down and goal. 8 to go, but Petal obviously 4 down territory, down 7 here.
Yeah. Javon Anderson causing a bunch of good plays. Just deflected the ball.
Yeah, and everybody's trying to get the crowd into this one. Band's playing loud. This is a really, again, like we said, this game doesn't determine anything about playoffs, but it really feels crucial to the direction of the program and our perception overall. Handoff goes to Brown on 3rd and long, and, 2 late flags. We'll see what happens there. They come in late like that. We'll see what happens. Coach Brules for Petal is really, really upset. I'm not sure if that's related to the flags or not. We'll wait and see what the call here is. But the handoff to Brown picked up about 3. He was brought down at the 5. And we'll see what the call here is. It's going to be a face mask against us. So they're moving it forward. Now, that is not a automatic first down. So it's 3rd and goal from about the 3 now. And that one's going to be a handoff up the middle, and it's going to be real, real close. And they're going to stop them short at the 1. So now we're looking at 4th down and goal from the 1. So big 4th down, and let's see. Thought I heard a whistle, but maybe not. 1:10 to go in this one. 4th down and 1 on the goal line. Petal brings a guy in motion. They're going to go power run to Brown, and he is just across the line. So that'll make it 24-23. We'll see what their decision is. See if they go to kick it for the tie, or they're going to leave the offense out. Be interesting to see in here. Belton has not come off the field yet, so Petal might be considering going for this. I think they're actually, they're going to take a timeout. So, again, timeouts brought to you by Revive and Thrive in Gulfport. Great business locally owned by 2 Gulfport alumni for all your recovery needs. All right, interesting discussion here. So my guess is, since they're calling the timeout, they're planning on going for 2 here. They're going to try to go for the win here. You know, sometimes it's a adage in sports. You know, when you're at home, you play for the tie. You feel like home field gives you an extra advantage, so you play for the tie. Just keep the game going. when you're on the road, you go for the win. You know, you
Yeah.
feel like the edge is against you a little bit. You're on the road, you want to go for the win, maybe take some extra risk, force the issue here. So my guess is since that Petal just burned a timeout, they're coming up with their best 2-point play here. And it looks like Belton in the offense is coming back out on the field. So biggest play of this young season so far for Gulfport. 2-point conversion here, attempt for Petal.
Oh. Band is getting loud. Everybody's getting loud.
Yep. Also double pass, and that is a little trick play drawn up there. Petal is going to convert that one and take a 1-point lead. They went to J.B. Bridges, a little swing pass behind the line. He flips it out, and that was Trey Barnes, the big guy in the end zone, totally uncovered. And so now with 55 seconds left in this one, Petal takes the lead back 25-24. And Gulfport's got less than a minute to go and a lot of work to do with one timeout.
Cooper Crosby is going to be the returner for this kickoff.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Petal does on this kickoff. You know, they've kind of mixed up their kickoffs, and you know, we've seen some mixed results from that. But you know, they had kind of the surprise onside. They hit one short, kind of in the middle of the field. We almost kind of let that roll a little too long before we picked it up. They've also blasted a few into the end zone for touchbacks. So curious to see what they do. Do they want to try to keep it in play and make us run some clock? Do they try to chip it and keep it out of Cooper's hands? I think this is an interesting decision here from Petal here as Sam Haydel comes out for the Divine Dentistry kickoff. Yeah, and he's going to chip it short. They want to keep that ball out of Cooper's hands. And that one's fielded, and there's a healthy return there. That was number 15, Jayon Pollard. Got a hold of that one, and so Gulfport's decent field position. We're going to have it on our own 45, so, you know, not too bad there. I thought it was an interesting decision from Petal there. You know, I get wanting to keep the ball out of Cooper's hands. He's run a kickoff back already this year. And Cordarius Payton, the other guy returning, he's had a phenomenal night returning punts. So I understand that part, but again, you know, they ceded a lot of field position by hitting that little chip short there. So under a minute to go. Gulfport only has one timeout, but ball on our own 45. Start this possession, trailing by 1. Quick hitter to Mylan Stubbs, low pass, and see that was you know, that was one that I think Nettles is going to want back. You know, he's thrown some good balls that have been dropped tonight. That one, I think that one's on him. You know, Mylan got hands on it, but a guy that's in a position for catch and run, ball's down around his knees. It's hard to catch that and then do anything with it. You know, that ball needed to be a little bit higher, give Mylan a chance to catch and run there.
Yes.
All right, 2nd and 10, 47 ticks to go. Screen to Cooper, and he's got a lot of room set up here.
And that is a first down brought to you by Horn Custom Jewelry.
Yeah, that's a great pass set up there. Petal's guys got drawn in. Cooper gets to that secondary. He's going to make some big pickups for us there. Across the 40 down to the 38. Quick hitter to Hales. And looks like that slipped through his hands and is going to fall incomplete.
All we need is a field goal just to win this game by 2 points.
Yeah, and that's kind of an interesting thing. You know, we had to hit a field goal under pressure last week. You know, kind of interesting to see. You know how, and that I've asked a little bit about what the range is. I haven't gotten necessarily a straight answer as to what Carter's range is. But 27 seconds to go. We still got to get a little bit of yards here. Another screen pass, and that one just couldn't quite get a hang of it. I feel like that one was thrown a little hard. You know,
yeah.
When you're only about 5 yards away, you can't have the complete full speed bullet there. Cooper couldn't quite get his hands around it, so that's going to fall incomplete. Now we're looking at 3rd and 10. 24 seconds to go. I think we had a decent setup on the screen there, not as good as the one before, but we had about 8 yards to pick up at least there if we got our hands on it. So got to move on to the next play. 4 wide here. 3rd and 10. Nettles dropping, looking. Steps forward in the pocket, slings it wide to Hales. Makes a guy miss. He's across, and he steps out of bounds. That's going to be a Horn Custom Jewelry first down with 17 seconds to go. Oh, no, they said he stepped out way before. Okay. So the official trail in the play said he stepped out about 3 yards short. So they are marking this one at the 31. So it's going to be 4th and 3 for Gulfport. Again, 4th down, not really been our friend this year in the few games we've played. Pollard coming across in motion. Nettles gets it, fires one quick, and Stubbs has it. He's across the 25 down to the 23. 11 seconds to go. Horn Custom Jewelry first down, and I think we called our last time out right there. So here's where we got to be really careful.
Yeah.
We're got the ball in the 23. I think we're going to want to pick up more yardage. The big thing here is if we get tackled in bounds, we have to be quick. And this is something I'm sure we've practiced, the fire drill offense where the guy gets tackled, we got to get to the ball fast, get on it, get lined up, down it, spike it, get ready for the next setup. So really, really tenuous spot here. We can still run plays. Maybe we want to try a throw to the end zone, something like that here. But we got to be really mindful of the clock. We maybe have one play to run here before we have to try a kick. Kick from here would be 40 yards. Flags are not moving much tonight. So
I know we've gotten way less flags this game.
Yeah. Not much breeze going, so nothing that would really help or hurt a kick here. But, yeah, kick from here would be about 40 yards, and we're on the far right hash. So it wouldn't be a straight-on kick here. But, again, 11 seconds, got to be really careful here what we do. Can't take a sack, anything like that. Nettles rolls, and he's just going to throw that one away down to 6 seconds. And looks like it is going to be attempted a kick here. So we are going to attempt the field goal here. 6 seconds to go.
I'm quite
It'll
literally
be
on
a
the edge of my seat.
40-yarder. Petal's got one timeout left. I anticipate they will take it. Make Carter Platt think about this one for a second. So we'll see. Coach Broyles is approaching the side official. Looks like he's getting ready to call that. He doesn't. Snap good. Hold good. And
field goal good.
Just wide. Wow. He must have just barely missed it. He struck that ball really, really well, and everybody seemed to think he had it. Man, he struck that ball solid. Looked like he got it back to the middle of the field. He must have missed that one just by a hair because that one was coming back. Guys on the line seemed to think right off the bat he had it. But they're going to say he was wide right on that one, and that is a really tough way to wrap up that game right there. Again, Admirals, just like the Picayune game, it's that same feeling here. Valiant effort. We fought with them every step of the way. We come up just a bit short, and again, against a good team, another close game, we're just not quite there yet. So really frustrating there. Hate that for Carter. Carter's a really good kid, great student, great member of our community there, and he is really, you can tell he's really devastated right now. I think he struck that ball really well. Just pushed it just couldn't quite bring it back enough to the middle of the field to get it through. But I knew he struck it well because everybody on the line seemed to think he had it right off the bat. But tough way to end it, so the Admirals will fall to 1-2. One thing about it, can't dwell on this one too long. It's going to hurt, but we can't dwell on it too long. We got to go to Pascagoula next week. Final game before division play. So it's really important that we get ourselves back on the right track there, I think, with this. Pascagoula's going to be a tough team. We haven't played them in a while. They're going to want to give us a good effort.
Back.
But again, really, really difficult one there. Looking at the final stats, yardage 276 total for Gulfport, 183 through the air, 93 on the ground. Petal had 308 total yardage, so pretty close margins again. Parker Nettles finished 18 for 32, 183 yards and 2 touchdowns. Cooper Crosby, 21 carries, 77 yards and a touchdown. He also had 5 catches for 72 yards and 2 scores. Again, it's hard to point out any one thing that we did, other than the drop passes. It's hard to really point out anything that's like, man, that's what got us tonight. But, I think we still have some of the same questions after this one. Can we get offensive production outside of Cooper? We started seeing hints of it, but not a full picture of it yet. We can't quite get any other people to get scoring plays for us. But lots to work on, lots to be positive about, I think, still. So, Nate, great having you on as always.
Great being on here again,
we'll look forward to everybody joining us again next week from Pascagoula. So for the best team in the business, this is Jake Chandler saying good night and have a good weekend.